paper eternal weekend is fast approaching, and by the end of the year, I must become a Doomsday Master. Time to battle in a challenge, see what we can do against the best players on the platform. Welcome back, Vintage Gamers. Saturday, Vintage Challenge, try hard mode. We're going to keep prepping for Eternal Weekend and the Buffalo Chicken Dip Open thing. So lots of big paper vintage events happening in the future. I'm going to keep working on this Tinker Doomsday list. It's currently my favorite deck to play. You know, I think a lot of the upcoming Saturday challenges, I'll be playing various Tinker decks, various Doomsday decks, maybe a PO deck if I feel something has changed. So we're going to play this deck again. If you haven't seen any of my last videos, it is a deck that probably wants to Tinker as plan A and Doomsday as plan B. We've taken out some of Doomsday's cantrips to play extra colorless things, including Sensei's Top. Getting all of these artifacts together lets us play the Tinker and Citadel in our deck, and so we have two of the most powerful combo-oriented strategies in Vintage. The only change from the last time we played is I took out the Chain of Vapor and I'm playing a Dress Down. Dress Down looks a little weird in Doomsday because a in-play Dress Down will stop you from triggering your Thassa's Oracle, but it's pretty easy to make a Dress Down pile with Time Walk and have that not matter very much. I was particularly impressed the last time I played against Dress Down. Even some of the normal Doomsday players without Moxen, extra Moxen, are playing Dress Down in their deck now. This card, as you probably know if you are a fan of the channel, is one of my absolute favorite cards in all of Magic, and I think probably still to this day underutilized in Vintage. So yeah, we're gonna go round one, Vintage Challenge. Let's see what we can do. Are you interested in weekly Vintage metagame recommendations? Do you want to see your deck list played on my channel? Or maybe you are just looking for the best way to support my Vintage content? Make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description below. Let's battle. Okay, round one, Vintage Challenge up against the Dredge Master, Lord Beerus. We're on the play. That's a good start. Dress Down, notably bad against Dredge, but so is Chain. I have multiple fast mana sources here, as well as Merchant Scroll Preordain. It's this hand I would probably mulligan on the draw against Dredge, but on the play, well, one of the big problems with Dredge recently is they've changed their interaction to include griefs. And so if I like Merchant Scroll for an Ancestral, I end up getting my Ancestral griefed. I don't really have a good follow-up if that happens. I might actually still mulligan this hand, because this is like a dead card, and these cards are not super good unless I have a Sensei's Top or a way to go for Tinker. It feels weird to, like, get rid of a Merchant Scroll turn one hand, but I think because my opponent's answer is likely going to be Grief my Ancestral that I can't cast right away, I kind of think I just want to mulligan this hand. I guess this can delay Icarids for a turn. I don't even have to play this Mana Crypt out. I can just go land Curl Merchant Scroll. All right, I'm going to give it a try. I can be convinced that this hand is not actually good. Or, I mean, I don't think it's good. I think I could be convinced this hand is not actually keepable. Though this hand gets a lot better the more my opponent mulligans. So for what it's worth, if my opponent mulligans pretty low, and they got rid of 2 griefs from the Serum Powder, that's definitely a good thing for us. Yeah, cube players are wild. My cube, I played at one of those 64-player cube events, and in the finals of the first pod, my opponent hit me with the insane top decks. You're so lucky, so well-deserved. So I hit them with the good luck in the rest of the tournament. Single elimination. Very nice. Dress Down doesn't affect creature cards in the graveyard, but it does remove haste from Icarid. So it would basically, the Icarid would come into play, but they wouldn't be able to attack with the Icarid for a turn. I feel like good luck in the rest when there is no rest is just perfect BM. All right, we got a hollow one. We've got an Icarid and 2 Dredgers. No interaction currently. I don't think they're playing very many Negations main anymore. They know about Ancestral. I'm just going to jam Ancestral. I think that's okay. This Sensei Stop is kind of... Oh, on, man. Are we real? Okay. I literally Ancestral for 3 lands, didn't I? Sometimes that's magic. You have 14 lands in your deck. Oh my god, these cards are terrible. Wow. This is impressively bad. Okay, I'm gonna just go with the dress down cantrip, and then we'll have tons and tons of looks next turn to try to find, I don't know, a Tinker maybe. No, I don't even think that Brainstorm's worth it. I think I'd rather just fetch. I think I'll have 14 life, so all I need to really do is like find a tutor and a tinker, and I have like 8 looks between fetch land and top and everything, so I think it will be okay. I mean, it's not going to be okay, but we could also find like Doomsday Gush. That's definitely something. Is it better to... I guess I can just do it in beginning of combat. So did they drain me yet? They haven't drained me yet. So 3 silver smoke ghouls will come into play if they hit a creeping chill. And then we'll also go to 15 and then to 11. We could still win from 11. I guess we could go to 8 with Mana Crypt. Definitely want them to dredge here. Oh. All right, they hit Creeping Chill, of course. Yeah, so... All right, so I'm gonna go... Okay, all right. I think we just win then. As long as their last card isn't Force. Oh, okay. So this is very straightforward. Play our land, Tinker for Citadel. Or sorry, Tinker for... Well, it's not super straightforward. Because we did lose our flip. So we have 8 life. So I don't want to play my land. I just want to Tinker for Citadel. Try to find Doomsday. And then Doomsday will just be Mox, 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 Oracle. So yeah, let's do it. I mean, we do have to hit off of our Tinker, but we have some amount of leeway here. Probe. Nothing in hand. Preordain. All right, there's a Doomsday. I have 6 life. I'll go to 3. That's fine then. So top the Doomsday, top the Ritual, draw the Ritual. Oh no, I go to 1, right? But it's fine. I can still draw it with Sensei's Top. So I go to 3, and then I go to 1, and then I go Mox, 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 draw Oracle, cast Oracle, and win. Yeah. Go to 3, Mox, 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 Oracle. That doesn't matter because I just draw it. Done. I love Tinker, man. Oracle, Oracle, Sapphire, Lotus, and stuff. Play my land, play my Lotus, play my Petal, play my Sapphire. Draw my Oracle, cast my Oracle with 1 life, and win the game. This deck freaking slaps. Like I slapped my microphone, I guess. All right. took game 1 off of Dredge. You love to see it. Game 2, we get to board in Ley Lines, Sphinx of the Steelwind, Tabernacle of the Pendril Veil, possibly Shieldred. And then we can just take out possibly Citadel. Definitely Dig Through Time, Dress Down, Island. If we get Wastelanded, we get Wastelanded. I don't usually care that much. Mental Misstep. Third top. Necropotence. Is that it? Maybe on the draw you want to keep the island? I don't really think so. Axiom Probe, this, that, and the other thing. This Yogwill's pretty bad too. I think I like the idea of Shieldred. Maybe Shieldred's like too much because Shieldred's only good if I have a ley line. It's very good if I have a ley line. I guess it blocks Hollow One and gains me life, but probably doesn't. It isn't relevant unless I have a ley line, right? Because I don't have anything else to stop them besides. So then it's just, is my next worst card Citadel or is my next worst card Yogwill? The thing is, I almost will never ever fetch a Citadel against Dredge when I can get a Sphinx, because Sphinx almost always wins. This Jog was like super medium because I don't have like Tormod's Crypts and stuff, but it's still not terrible because you are still playing Dark Ritual Doomsday deck with Black Lotus and Petal. On the draw, Citadel's a lot worse too. Let's just do that. Let's just do this and that. That seems fine. Something like that. So we're looking for either a very powerful combo hand or a hand with Leyline to give us time. I don't think I consider this to be a very powerful combo hand. It's just too slow on the draw against Dredge. They're going to kill me too fast. I don't have enough fast mana. I'm just going to mulligan this hand. This hand has Leyline of the Void. And this is unfortunately also not a keep because although it has Leyline of the Void, it has absolutely 0 other cards that matter. Very frustrating hand, actually. Gonna have to mulligan that one. Opponent is also coming to... Oh, they kept their 6. This is just not justifiable. Maybe in the past where Leyline was actually good against Dredge, like lights out against Dredge, it would have worked. But here they can have Vigor or Hollow One. I can buy a couple extra turns with Oracles against Hollow One, but I'm just gonna mulligan this hand and try again. Yeah, this is probably my best hand, but definitely not ideal either. I think this is a keep. Bottom C, bottom Shieldred. I think Shieldred won't be good enough if I don't have a late line. So I think I'd rather just keep this Dark Ritual so I can maybe play some kind of fast Tinker or something. I don't have high hopes of winning this game, but I think keeping this 5-card Ancestral Demonic hand is probably the best bet. They pitch Grief, and they have Shambling Shell as their only Dredger, which means they probably have Force of Will in their hand. I would almost assuredly think they have some kind of force in their hand. That could buy us some time. What are you out of the loop about mulligan or about mulling Leyline against Dredge? Yeah, that's kind of the world we're living in. You kind of have to do more than just put a Leyline in play. It simply isn't enough. Oh, putting the Shio back? Well, the thing is, Dredge is not a draw, so... And I think I want these other cards. Well, I just don't think slamming Shio is going to win you the game, so I don't see any good reason to do that. Like against Dredge, it's not enough. Creeping Chill, no Dredger. That's good for me. Yeah, I mean, it's a powerful card, but my opponent is doing quite the unfair thing. All right. So my opponent, there's down to 3 cards. I'm going to cast this Ancestral in their upkeep. I'm going to fetch, I don't have Basic Island because I put it away, so I'm going to fetch Underground Sea. And then I'm going to see if their force is a negation or if it's a force of will, or if they have a mental misstep. They have a mental misstep, of course. Okay. All right, that Dredge hit a Stinkweed Imp and double Icarid, which is about the best thing that could have happened for them. That's probably just the picture perfect Dredge. Okay, I have Mystical, Demonic, Dark Ritual. Yeah, Leyline would have been quite good. I was even I was even thinking about what if I Demonic for Leyline. I think it's a turn too slow now though. This is the point where I really wish we had something in our deck that cleared graveyards. Like, if I could Demonic for a Tormod script right now, it would buy me a lot of time. I don't even have like a Needle in my sideboard, huh? Like, I could even go like Demonic, like Ritual Demonic Needle. All right. So is there any reason to cast Ritual and then I have 2 mana after Demonic? I don't think so. So if I just cast Demonic, what am I getting? So I could cast Demonic, get a Mana Crypt, and then go upkeep Mystical for Tinker, Mana Crypt, Tinker for a Sphinx. That's assuming my opponent has no other interaction. We know that they have a Shambling Shell and 2 unknowns. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I can Tinker next turn. Or do you want me to not Demonic is what you're saying? You want me to Mystical for Tinker, and then I can go Ritual Demonic and grab it on my next turn? That way I can't get griefed. I don't think I'm going to get griefed. I guess this gives me more flexibility or less flexibility. That runs me into Mindbreak Trap pretty badly. Actually, most things besides like playing a Mox out this turn run me into Mindbreak Trap extremely badly. So what if I instead go Demonic, Sapphire, play Sapphire, pass the turn, Mystical for Tinker? We could, but like doing that is like not super bad, not super good either. But this way I can't get griefed or anything. I think the Sapphire line makes a lot of sense. I'm not even 100% sure from this position if Sphinx is good enough, because my opponent has double Icarid and a Dredge 5. Like, it's possible that the Sphinx isn't good enough from here, though I do have a Tabernacle to help it. Lot to consider. Lot to consider. You would just go for a Doomsday line? Well, the Doomsday lines all run into Mindbreak Trap, right? And I think it's not unreasonable for my opponent to have a Mind... I guess we should go look at Beerus's list, right? All right, so they just use their force on my Demonic. So everything's really bad. All right, so they did have force blue. So they had force blue card mental misstep was their 3 pieces of interaction on that turn that they passed on turn 1. It's pretty brutal. And then the fact that their Dredge 3 hit Icarid, Stinkweed Imp here is probably just too much to come back from. Let me just go look at Beerus's list. Okay, so Beerus is on 0 Mindbreak Trap. They're on 2 Negation, 4 Force, 4 Grief, and then probably some amount of Vigors post-board. And they did keep in Noxious Revivals. Probably because they have to keep in Vigors. Okay, interesting. Did I cut Yawgmoth's Will? I didn't cut Yawgmoth's Will. Well, Yawgmoth's Will, so Mystical Yawg just cast me Ancestral, but I guess it cast me Demonic. Yeah, I mean, that's probably what we're doing. Like, we're not going to Mystical for Doomsday, right? And I can't Mystical for Tinker, so, I mean, it's got to be what we're doing. It does mean we probably need to hit really well and win off of the same turn, but... Okay, so they bring back their 2 Icarids with Grief. And then they... Wait, why are they do this now? Are they playing around Ravenous Trap? Don't they want to dredge before the Icarids come into play for like amalgams and stuff? Or maybe I'm missing something here. Happy weekend, Nook. What's the reason why you would bring back one Icarid right now before dredging? It's just Ravenous Trap, right? I could play Ravenous Trap, I guess. Ooh, that's exciting. Surgical? I mean, I would have just surgicaled on my turn, right? Maybe... Or I just would have surgicaled in response to the Icarid triggers. All right, so they missed on a dredger there, actually. So they dredged normally in their draw step. Why would they do that? Do they have like a Wasteland or a Bazaar or something? No, don't they have a Shambling Shell in their hand? Pretty sure they have a Shambling Shell. So why wouldn't you activate Bazaar because you want to get more value or something? They did hit a third Icarid though, so this Tabernacle looks very silly. Triple Icarid, huh? All right, so they get to draw 2 regularly and then discard Stinkweed Imp, Shambling Shell, and keep 1 unknown. The best card they can get is a Wasteland. Though another hollow one might be reasonable. They actually don't have a lot of black creatures in their yard right now, but I guess they can put 2 black creatures in their yard. All right, so they pitch Stimuli Shell, and they pitch Chalice on 0. That's kind of interesting. What card is better than... Yeah, they fit Strip Mine. Let's say, I'm like, what card is better than Chalice on 0 here? But it's Strip Mine, so... Okay. So my opponent technically needs to hit some more black creatures to win. So I guess we play on... But I just don't have anything... I guess I can just get Yogwill and then... Well, I guess I can get Doomsday and hope I draw Probe off the top. That's probably not good enough. I'll be at, if I don't die, I'll be at 6. I mean, they can even hit Creeping Chill, so I'm like very likely to die. Let's just get Yogwill and not think about it too hard. I'm not going to even play this Tabernacle. There's just no point. So my opponent has to activate this, and for every black dredge creature they dredge, they have to hit a new one and look for a second one, or hit a Creeping Chill. That doesn't do it. That does it. Oh wait, no, they just discard it on the top. Never mind. So they just had to hit 1. All right. So we're dead. Our opponent had a really strong draw. They had Force. They had Misstep for Ancestral. They hit multiple dredgers off of their 1 dredge 3. Or they hit a dredger and 2 Icarids off their 1 dredge 3. Yeah, that's a really hard game to win. If I had a Leyline, that game actually was probably a lot closer to winnable. Oh yeah, I mean, Misstep's insane for sure. I don't think I'm like keeping Misstep in to beat their Misstep or anything, so. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay with Sphinx. I think this is fine. We get to be on the play in game 3. Maybe we'll keep a 7-card combo hand with Leyline. Yeah. I don't really know. Like, the only... Was there really a different choices I could have made? Because even if I hadn't gone Demonic, if I had gone Dark Ritual Shieldred, it would have been forced anyways. And then they found the Strip Mine off their last activation. All right, so this hand has a Leyline and a Force and a bunch of uncastable cards, but... I mean, I think it's a keep. I have Leyline and a Force. can't tinker this game, so I do have to win with Doomsday, and Sapphire doesn't help me towards Doomsday, but this hand does need help. I don't think I'm gonna mulligan this hand though. Wow, they kept 7. That's not good. I think there's like a decent chance that I pitch Sphinx to force, but we'll see. The nice part here, I guess, is if I get griefed, they can't get rid of both my forces. I'm not going to play Sapphire because 1, it's exposed to Vigor, and 2, it would then expose me to Mindbreak Trap on my force. Wait, no, it wouldn't expose me to Mindbreak Trap on my force. Never mind. I am going to play my Sapphire then. If they play Vigor and they have force backup for Vigor, then whatever. I'm losing this game anyways, so I don't think it matters. So I think we want to play it so nothing bad happens to it. Well, I've created the greatest deck in the format, Kiki. What can I say? I've combined all the most powerful cards. All right, so here's Grief. So they might just end up taking Doomsday because they can't take both my forces. I probably have to force a hollow one, unfortunately. Don't really see us comboing it fast enough to beat a hollow one here. Especially if we have the Doomsday combo, we need like multiple lands and things. The second force actually is covering for me here, because if I had one force, it's very easy for them to get me off force and then Vigor me. The power of a 7-card keep, I guess. All right, so they took one of the forces. 4 cards left in my opponent's hand. They have a hollow one. I have to force it. I have to force it. If they have hollow one, Grief, Vigor, green card, they've lost Shambling Shell, Golgari, Grave Troll, 1 Vigor already. I just don't have enough time. I need more time. I have to. Oh, come on, man. He's so good. 7-card Dredge hand. That's not a very good draw. Would be a lot better as a Street Wraith or something. That's crazy. All right, well, ooh, okay. I wish I had my Bolus's Citadel in my deck. So I can get a Dark Ritual. God, I hope I don't get like Noxious Revival. Do I respond here? I can't respond because I need to be able to fetch. So I think I just have to wait till the end turn here. It's just super doomed, isn't it? Because I can't get like Wastelanded. Man, if I had Sphinx, I would snap up a Sphinx here and call it a day. If I Doomsday, I go to 5. And then I mean, if they have nothing, I can win with Doomsday, right? Not on this turn, obviously, because I need to get a Dark Ritual and I don't have a draw. But if they have actual Stone Cold nothing, then it is possible for me to win this game with Doomsday. Just if I had a Tinker, I would snap off Tinker instead for Citadel at 10 life. That would be very winning. So maybe I just like got super punished for bad boarding. A lot of times I keep in 2 targets for this kind of exact reason, right? Feel like I got punished for bad boarding. Is Ancestral better odds of winning? I don't know. I feel like there's so many. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like shoving off Ancestral because of my Ancestral draw 3 lands in game 1. There's just like so many bad cards too, aren't there? You want me to go Demonic Tab? I'm not convinced that's better. We're still pretty far from Doomsdaying. Those are all options. So we have Dark Ritual, cast Doomsday, go to 5, build a pile. Hopefully we just resolve an Ancestral and win. I think you would misstep the Mystical here just because of Tinker. You have Ancestral, can draw you anything. But we do have a lot of bad draws in our deck. Like, I would say a lot of our draws are bad draws, right? Like, more than half of our draws are bad draws. I can't really go Tinker anyways. Can't go Yogg-Will. So it's really just, do I want to go Ancestral, do I want to go Dark Ritual, or do I want to go Demonic? Dark Ritual, the thing is, if I go for a Doomsday pile and they have nothing in their hand now, that's fine. But they still have a Bizarre activation and they have to have nothing in their hand again. So I don't think Dark Ritual Doomsday is actually the best line. So the question then becomes, like, how good is Ancestral Recall at possibly winning the game this turn? The answer to that question would be, if the Ancestral Ritual hits, like, Dark Ritual plus top, or Time Walk, or Demonic. And then DT, if it resolves, gets Tab, which buys me some number of turns. My opponent only has 2 Hollow Ones left in their deck, 3 Force of Vigors left in their deck. They could already have Force of Vigor and be hitting my Sapphire and my Leyline right now. Yeah, we already went over why Dark Ritual, I think it's the 3rd best line out of the 3 lines we put together. Demonic is definitely trying to buy time, whereas Ancestral is trying to win. I am just not confident Ancestral has a high win percentage from this board. From drawing 3, I don't think it does. I think it has a pretty low win percentage from there. So I'm going to go for Demonic Tab, and I'm just so far from winning if I go Demonic Tab, right? That's my problem with Demonic Tab, is I am just incredibly far from winning. I'll go Ancestral. Could be anything, even a tab. They're not F6, which is a bad sign for me. If my opponent, like, Noxious Revivals me, I guess that's not even the end of the world if they Noxious Revival me. I take 1 extra hit, and then I still have Ancestral. Yeah, so they do have Noxious Revival. Not much I can do about it. So I'm glad I didn't go Doomsday. It's Lord Beerus. They have it all. They kept a 7-card hand. I have to hope they have nothing again, which is not ideal either. They Noxious Revivaled again! They Noxious Revivaled again! They had 3 pieces of 0 mana interaction. I just got triple time walked for 0 mana. And this is why you can't play just late line. I had a force for their hollow one, and I still lost this game. I had leyline and double force. They griefed my force. I forced their hollow one. They had second hollow one, triple noxious revival. Oh, man. We're just dead on board. Fuck me. All right. I guess I couldn't have won that game. None of the choices I made in that game mattered besides my keep. I don't think the keep is bad. I think we just got outdrawn. Yeah. I don't know. We won game 1 and then lost both post-board games. And we didn't really lose the post-board game cards. They just killed us through leyline. Okay. Okay, losers bracket round 2 of our 47 player challenge. Pretty small day. It is vintage cube weekend, so there's a lot of single elimination cubes happening. That might be drawing some people away. This hand has turn 2 Tinker and turn 1 like Brainstorm turn 1 Preordain looking for Force. I think I like casting Preordain on turn 1 and trying to find Force. Should I keep a second land? Well, it doesn't matter, probably, because I'm going to vamp on my upkeep. I guess there's no reason. If my vamp gets countered or I get wastelanded, I do want a second land, so I'm just going to keep that on top, and I'm going to keep that on top and draw Force, just as I planned. I am going to hold the mana crypt. Am I going to hold the mana crypt? Yeah, I'm going to hold the mana crypt. Sure, let's hold the mana crypt. All right, let's see what Rooney has for us. Tropical Island, Deathrite Shaman, or Pass? Pass would be really bad for us because that means I get to hold up Flusterstorm. Okay. Brainstorm. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. Well, I like what we're doing here. This is the pros of playing a Mana Crypt in your Doomsday deck, because you can just tinker them on turn 2. That's the plan. Let's see what happens. Bam. Tinker. Underground Sea. Mana Crypt. Tinker my Mana Crypt. Force pitching Oko. Force pitching Thassa's Oracle. Tinker. Sweet. Citadel. Brick. All right. That can happen. That's the downside of Citadel. If Citadel could never brick, then all right. This might just not be my day, huh? I will be going to Prague EU. So my opponent had double force, and I bricked on my Citadel. Didn't even have a Saga in my deck. Just bricked down an Underground Sea. So I'm just playing against Bug. I think Bug's quite a hard matchup, actually. They can even have a Orcish Bowmaster here. I'm just going to hold this sea in my hand from a Brainstorm, and I'm going to pass. And then see if they have an Orcish Bowmaster or not. I feel like I'm playing really, really well today, which is the funny part. All right, it's gonna be quite difficult to draw enough cards to win here. Oh, but the Necropotence doesn't trigger, but it still takes damage. Still gonna be hard. Still going to be tough. We are gonna draw a force in our card. Our first seven, or our first card is gonna be a force. They have a wasteland as well. Oh, but then they're playing an Oka. Okay, I think this is horrible play. I don't like this play at all. I guess I can put on the army token. Maybe that play is fine. I don't know. I feel like wastelanding Doomsday is so good. Wouldn't actually be good here, which is interesting, but okay. So I can take 5 next turn, and I go to 6. I can draw 3. How how many cards can I actually draw here? Not very many, right? Because I won't be able to do too many draws, and I don't have. I'm taking at least 5, so I am at pseudo 6 life. If I draw 4 cards, I go to 2 life, and I can still win with Doomsday, but I can't draw any cards. He can hit me for 7 on board. Yeah, I guess that's true. So let's say I'm at a pseudo 4 life, and I know I have a force. I mean, I think I have to just like draw a bunch of cards and hope they don't hit me for 7. I don't think I can win this game by drawing 2 cards, so I think I have to draw more than that. Like, I don't think I can win the game if I assume that they're hitting me for 7. Because I know my top card is Force. So I think I need to draw. I don't have any spells I can play on their turn. Like, I don't have Chain anymore. I have Dress Down, right? So if I had Chain, I could do something. But with Dress Down, I do nothing. Well, no, that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it seem like they can't do. They make it. We should play the best line we can where they don't turn this thing on. So I'm going to assume I am at 6 life, and I'm going to draw. I'm assuming I'm not forcing anything, so I'm gonna draw 4 cards, which would mean I can't draw anything into Bowmaster. So I need to make a Doomsday pile that I have to break into. I have to draw 3 cards. All right, I'm gonna draw 3 cards, and I need to have like Doomsday. It has to be exactly Doomsday Dress Down. No, maybe not Doomsday Dress Down. Maybe that doesn't do it either. Well, whatever. All right, well, I put a turn 2 Citadel into play, and it resolved, and I lost. So that's great. Would do that again. So I like having tons of different Tinker targets in this matchup. I don't usually like having Citadel. I don't like having Snuff Out, even though it kills Collector Oof, because it doesn't kill like anything else. But I will play Fatal Push as an additional answer to Bowmaster. I don't really like Shieldred because maybe I still play Shieldred, just having additional options. It's like really bad against Oko though, right? Don't really think Negation and Trap are good against my opponent's deck because they are like if it's the new version of Bug, which it probably is, they're kind of like a flash creature deck where you're not actually hitting anything strong with this negation besides the restricted cards that you would always hit. Like sure, there's Oko and Narset, but like you don't typically care too much about Oko. So I'm gonna bring in these like extra Tinker targets removal and plan Bs. And then I'm gonna take out like Sensei's Top, which is weak to Collector Oof. I'm gonna take out probably a couple of Sensei's Tops. And then I'm going to take out maybe Mystical. Maybe Preordain number 2. Do Preordain number 2. I still want to be able to mystical for Tinker. All right. What do I have? Dark Ritual, Preordain, Time Walk. Sure. It doesn't do anything, but it has powerful blue cards in it. I think it's totally fine to keep against Bug. I think we're just going to fetch for a basic island and then cast Preordain. Man. Citadel hitting Underground Sea there. Sometimes you do need to invoke some amount of luck. Doomsday Sapphire. Yeah, okay. Don't have any permission right now, but I certainly have good cards. Don't know how we're going to get this through, though. I hate Bug players so much, man. Bug is... How does this happen? For those who don't know, the inside joke is that Bug players have a companion Black Lotus. And it just... Oh, my God. All right, maybe not the vintage day. Maybe not the day. Oh, boy. They're going to play a Narset, too. Oh. Played the worst Planeswalker. My bad. All right, you're good. Nah. Oko is like, I don't know. Oko is like so... It's so medium in vintage. It's just very mediocre. Still blue, though. Are they going to hit my Sapphire? I like it. Nice. So I was going to brainstorm because I could just break my Doomsday pile open with Time Walk. But if they elk my Sapphire, to break my Doomsday pile open, I'm going to not be able to use Time Walk. So I don't actually think brainstorming is good now. I'm gonna have to break my pile with Brainstorm. I don't know how to build a Brainstorm pile yet, but we'll figure it out, I guess. We could just kill the Oko. I'm not 100% convinced that that's a good play, though. Because we have Dark Ritual, Doomsday, Brainstorm. But maybe it's fine, because we can just do that on the next turn, so... It's probably correct. I still need to hold this Brainstorm to break open my Doomsday pile, though. They might even, like, counter this Time Walk. It'd be really good for us. Considering we don't have any permission for our Doomsday. They forced it! They forced it! They forced it! Pitching second Oko? Why are we forcing this? Oh, that is a terrible force. I hate that force so much. I don't like that. I don't know what your hand could possibly be that justifies using a force there. I don't like that play at all. I don't know why you would do that. Seems like a misevaluation. But maybe there's cards in hand that I don't know about that. Maybe the rest of their hand is like Flusterstorm, Spell Pierce, Mindbreak Trap, Force, or something. Wasteland. Okay. Well. Jet. 3 cards. Okay. They probably have Bowmaster off Jet like the savage they are. Don't think Bowmaster matters here, though, if Doomsday resolves, so... Ooh, nice. I don't have to use my Brainstorm now. I can just use it to ponder. All right, so I'm just going to go for a basic Gush pile, probably. Cracking Fetch, Dark Ritual, Demonic, Dark Ritual, Doomsday, Break Pile with Ponder, Gush, Time Walk, Lotus, Oracle, or something similar. Oh god, they're pausing? Really? You have more things? I mean, I assume they have more things. They cast Ancestral Recall in this game. And then they forced my Time Walk that wasn't doing anything besides killing Oko, which is not a cool. Force Brainstorm. All right, well, I'm going to Brainstorm in response and hope I hit a Force. And hope they don't have a bit. Oh, Portal to Phyrexia. Yeah, that's not a good one. All right, well, Portal underneath Preordain or Ponder, and then we'll have to fetch, and then we'll have to continue this game. They have one card left in hand and an Oko in play, and we're gonna have similar circumstances. Okay. Oh, they have a follow-up. What is the follow-up? Time Walk. Okay. Sure. Fresh new one. Oh, we're going the Beats Downs. Okay. And Wasteland. All right, so. Okay. I don't know what that was, but. Wait, they didn't attack with both? They wanted to save the Oko. All right. Okay, so we fetch away the portal to Phyrexia, step 1. And then we probe because it sees deeper. Do we use life to probe? We probably need to. Even though it puts us in a dangerous spot in terms of taking damage. Because next turn they would attack for, I would go to 9, I would go to 6, and then I would die on the swing. Man, that's so bad. Maybe we ponder first instead. It's so bad to ponder first, but going to 9 is really bad here because it increases the clock by a turn. Well, the problem is Ponder only draws 1 card, so we're not really cracking a pile. Like you're saying, if we draw exactly Dark Ritual Doomsday and go on the next turn. True. I'm not 100% sure I believe this is the right play, but I'm going to cast Ponder. So I can draw... Oh, wait. Can we... Sphinx? Wait, Sphinx is good still, right? So if we go... Jet... Hold the Jet in hand, draw the Mystical for Tinker, and then Tinker a Sphinx and hope they don't draw anything off the top. I think that's the best line. Oh, no! I have to use life, right? Yeah, I have to use life. It's fine. I'm going to hold the Jet so it doesn't get Oko'd, and we have to hope they don't draw anything. I have to use life. I don't have a choice. Yo. R. Thank you. Is that a person? They got sub? All right. I want to not put their Jet in their yard. All right, so if my opponent did not draw something off the top, we are at least cooking here. But my opponent did get a draw off the top, so... Nope, they drew a land. Why would they would just play the land? All right, so we're going to Mystical here, and we're going to Mystical for Tinker. And then we're gonna go Mox, Tinker, put a Sphinx in play. Thanks everybody for the gifts. All right, I have a Sphinx against Bug. They have to draw a Beseiju to get out of it. And they have some time. They have food tokens and stuff. All right, Tinker saved me from a spot where Doomsday won't. All right, land. What is happening? I'm so confused. Blah, 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 blah. These have to be fake accounts, right? All right, do I attack Oko? If I don't attack Oko, I extend the clock by a turn just because of food tokens. So I am supposed to attack Oko because it's the same, I think. All right, we're back to 12. Damn. We're going off today, chat. Let's go. Yeah, Forces is going to be not very good. 3 attacks from Sphinx is lethal. The answer is not always kill Oko, but a lot of the time it is kill Oko if you're attacking. All right. Can I get a game 3? Just on the power of the big old Sphinx? Interesting. What do I do with that? I think I don't cast it. Because what if they have opposition agent and then they get a Beseiju? Like, isn't that a way I lose this game? I feel like that's a way I lose this game. Well, I can't cast Yagwil right away anyways. Fetch to bait the opponent. I actually think that's right. see if they hit this fetch. All right. Watch me get op agented. Oh, I got spell pierced. All right, you got me. Damn. Hype train is happening. We got to win there. I'm very surprised we won that game after our opponent had double force. I just think opponent forcing time walk there was... I really hate that play. I know they're trying to protect their Oko, but they don't need to protect their Oko. They had another Oko that they pitched. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not sure I'm supposed to play this Shieldred if they keeping like multiple Okos. Do you think they have 2 Okos? Probably it's just 2 Okos. I think I'm gonna keep it anyways. All right, run it back. No, it's not 4 Okos. It's 2 or 3 Okos. Oh god. Wait, this is actually kind of a good Emerald. Because it lets us play turn 1 Shieldred. Alright, YOLO. They don't have an Oko, his hand's good, right? Companion jewelry. Oh god, am I gonna get Collector Roofed and then I can't use my Emerald? Is that what's happening? No, I'm not getting Collector Roofed. I'm getting Orcish Bowmastered right off the dome piece. Okay. I don't mind that play by them. Yeah, I think going in on a Doomsday here would be just the most greedy thing possible, right? Yeah, let's just play a Shieldred. Hope they don't have an Oko in their hand, is basically it. They can only Force of Will this. They can't negate it or Vigor or... Oh, come on! There's a Daze? No one is playing a Daze. All right, fine, fine. You got me. This has been quite. This has been quite the day so far. I feel like we've gotten just brutally murdered in so many ways. First, Beerus hitting us with the triple noxious double hollow one grief hand. That's a good draw. I must admit. Do I hold this C? So if I go, oh, I'm gonna get freaking no, I can't because I'm gonna get spell pierced. I'm gonna get fucking spell pierced if I hold this C. Okay, I won't do it. I will play around the spell pierce. There's probably multiple spell pierces. So Underground Sea, Black Lotus, Doomsday, and then I have no idea how we're gonna build this pile, but at least something is happening. So when we cast this Doomsday and it resolves, we go to 8 life, and then we go to 6 life from the attack. So then we have 6 life to work with, which means we can cast Ancestral and not die. But our Ancestral will also get Spell Pierced. Shit. Hmm. Brainstorm. Okay. No, there's no way they play more than 1 days. We're okay with that one. Yeah, I actually don't think we are beating Spell Pierce, so maybe I was supposed to hold the C for Wasteland. It's definitely possible. That definitely seems actually correct. I think don't think I thought it through. You've collected all the level 2 emotes. Woo! I'm actually level 2. Yo, thank you to your anonymous gifter and RRR for all the cheering and hype trains and gift subs and damn. I do think it's a good text to speech name, huh? What is happening? What is happening? Hello? Oh, my opponent has Mind Break Trap. Did you see that, chat? Did you see that? Oh my god. So here's I have to mute this so I can talk. Thank you, anonymous gifter, for all the subs. I need to talk through this because this is important. Uh, so after I resolved my Doomsday, for a second, my opponent had a thing come up here that said paying for spells or something similar like that, which means they were either trying to cast a force and cast a force of negation and have a pitch card, but they didn't have a pitch card, or they chose not to, or it means they went to go try to Mind Break Trap and found out that they did not have enough spells cast in a row, storm wise. So it's extremely likely that my opponent has a Mind Break Trap in their hand right now. So we need to try to build a pile on the next turn that doesn't lose to Mind Break Trap. So that probably involves Ancestraling for an Underground Sea and a Time Walk is the likely idea. We just can't beat a Spell Pierce anyways. So I think what we do is we go Ancestral into Time Walk land. We can't really beat much of anything, but at least we can play around the one card we think they have. So yeah, I'm gonna go Ancestral into Time Walk land into Oracle. And I think that's it. I think that's all we're gonna do. And I don't think the 5th card will matter. Oh, I have an Oracle in my hand. Never mind then. I can do something different. So if that's the case, We still need to Ancestral into Time Walk. And we need Ancestral to resolve. I don't think we can beat anything, really. Ancestral, Time Walk. See. And then I guess we put a Force. I just don't know, like, what is the Force going to do for us? No, that doesn't help us at all. I don't know if anything, like, matters after these first 3 cards, because we're going to be dead if we can't. If these first 3 cards don't work, is there, like, any comeback plan? Well, no, because we're going to go from 17 to 8, and then we're going to go to 6 from attacks, and then we're going to go to 3 from Ancestral. I don't think Dress Down is good. I don't think that does anything. I'm not, like, convinced there are any follow-ups that are good, because no matter what, all we're going to have is blue. So it's not like we can protect the Oracle with a Flusterstorm. And I don't think it matters if we push, because we're not even dying on the next turn. I guess the next card down is Oracle. No, because then we're going to die to Orc Army anyways, if the Ancestral resolves. If the Ancestral gets countered, can we win this game anyways? I guess that's the next question. If the Ancestral gets countered, then we would want to Time Walk into Underground Sea win. So maybe. I just don't see a way where I can do anything with these other spells. Is there any reason to be Underground Sea when I can just be Island? But I don't think that matters anyways either. So I'm just going to stick with the plan. Ancestral, Time Walk, Island. And then I'm going to put, like, maybe they have a Thoughtseize. Also, I'll put a second Oracle on the bottom. And then I don't think the 5th card matters. Let's just put a Black Lotus in the pile. So maybe they tunnel. Oh god, no. If I put a Black Lotus in the pile and they cast Collector Oof, then I wouldn't cast Ancestral, I guess. I don't know. Am I trying to... I'll put a Force in the pile on the bottom. I'm trying to, like, fake them out with the 5th card. Because I don't think the 5th card will ever matter. So I'm trying to, like, find a way where the 5th card, like, baits them into something, right? Like, if I put a Force of Will or a Flusterstorm or... I'll just put I'll put a Flusterstorm. It's my last card. Done. So from the bottom, we're going to build Flusterstorm, Oracle, Island, Time Walk, Ancestral. Go. Okay, let me turn sounds back on, and because there's still gifting happening. All right, thank you everyone for all the gift subs in the hype train. I hope everyone enjoys their fresh new emotes. Oh god, what if they have second Bowmaster? I just lose to second Bowmaster? Yeah, they have second Bowmaster. Wait. Oh, wait, they have... Wait, what? Why'd they fetch a Tropical Island? Huh. They probably should... Did I put Force in my pile, or did I put Fluster? I should have put Force in my pile, because that would make them counter this Ancestral, when they could theoretically counter the Ancestral, and then I could, like, Time Walk after, and they could force the Time Walk. All right, whatever. I'm casting this Ancestral Recall. Yeah, I should have put Force in my pile as the 5th card, because now they can counter this Time Walk. Wait, what happened? I drew an Oracle? Oh, I'm just fucking terrible at this game. Okay, cool. I forgot because we're passing the turn. We draw. Wait, no. I forgot we're drawing the fourth card down. Oh my god, I'm so bad. If I just make this card Force and make my last card Oracle, then we beat Spell Pierce. So stupid. Oh god, am I getting Enduranced? Yeah, if I just put Force in my pile, I win this game. But I feel like there's a bunch of ways I lose this game because I chose not to put Force in my pile. Wow, did not get punished in any way. They just had nothing. Oh man, I felt like we were so close to getting a correct pile, and then I just threw it anyways. Oh no, but if my ancestral gets countered, I don't need the Oracle as my fourth card because I have an Oracle in my hand. Well, I thought the fifth card didn't matter. So I thought the fifth card didn't matter, and I thought the fourth card didn't really matter much either. But I was wrong because the ancestral they could let the ancestral resolve and then counter the time walk instead. However, if they did have a counter spell for my time walk, if I force the time walk counter spell, then they just mind break trap the stack. So I actually don't think it mattered, even though because I think it's probably 90% likely they had a mind break trap in their hand, maybe higher than 90%. And so even if I did make the correct pile and I had a force backup and they did counter the time walk, that wouldn't have worked. So, I mean, I still made a mistake, probably. It probably should have been Force of Will as the fourth card down and Black Lotus as the fifth card down. Right? So if we stop here and think about this, if we make Force the fourth card down and Black Lotus the fifth card down, then I can actually go Oracle and then Lotus Oracle, maybe. But like putting Black Lotus does incentivize a Collector Roof, and I actually didn't want them to Collector Roof me because if they Collector Roof me, I can't cast Ancestral. Because no, I can still cast Ancestral, right? No, I can't cast Ancestral if they Collector Roof me. I have to just wait a turn and then Time Walk. Oh wait, no, that wouldn't have worked, right? Because I wouldn't have had the mana. So that wouldn't have worked. Would I just die to Collector Roof there? Is that so? Maybe my pile was really bad. What if my pile? I think we need to think about this. We need to think about this. What if my pile was supposed to be Time Walk on top? No. Well, oh, if I put Lotus and Force, then I can't play double Oracle anyways, right? So my pile just straight up loses to Collector Roof, though. That was the real huge misplay, right? Because if I had, what, one land? Did I have one land? Because I just had the Underground Sea, right? Wait, so my pile doesn't lose to Wasteland. Oh wait, my pile does just lose to Wasteland. I think I made like a terrible. Hold on, I need to. I think this pile might have just been horrible. All right, let's load this up because this feels like a learning moment for sure. I definitely feel like we made the wrong pile here, but we can't beat everything. There's no way we can build a pile that beats everything. But we have to pick and choose what we think we want to beat. So we knew they had a mind break trap, and they could also have Fluster, Oof, Spell Pierce, Force, and Wasteland as like super relevant cards. This pile has to have Ancestral on top, right? If I put Time Walk on top, Well, my ancestral hand unfortunately doesn't beat Oof because they get 4 power plus 2 power is 6 power and I die. So my ancestral line definitely doesn't beat Oof. Though I guess if they play Oof, I don't play ancestral, right? I go to 8 life. I don't play ancestral. Sorry, I go to 6 life. I don't play ancestral. I go to 2 life. I can't play time walk either though. So my line definitely doesn't beat Collector Oof. I don't think my line beats anything. What does my line beat? Does my line beat anything? My line beats Spell Pierce. If they Spell Pierce my Ancestral, I then go to 4 and I draw a Time Walk, and I Time Walk and play an Island, and then I go to 2 and I play Oracle. So my line does beat just Spell Pierce. I'm not sure you can build a line that beats Wasteland. Whoa, we're not being self-critical here. We're trying to learn. I mean, we are being self-critical, but we're not like being negatively self-critical, is what I'm trying to say. Like this is learning time. This is the point. None of this is negative from my view here. Is there a pile that beats Wasteland? I don't think there is. I guess if I went Ancestral Island, then Time Walk. But if I get Wastelanded and I go to 6, I go to 4, I go to 1, and then I've drawn Ancestral, I've drawn Island, I go to 0 card. No, that doesn't win because you don't have enough blue sources to play. So if I build a pile with a Black Lotus on the bottom, then I can beat Wasteland by going Ancestral Island. However, if I'm assuming my Ancestral can get countered, putting Island second is kind of sus compared to putting Time Walk second. No. Your pile to Jordan has to have a Lotus. Because if you have Ancestral Land and they Wasteland you, and then you play land and cast Ancestral, you have 3 cards left in your library, so you can't Time Walk. So your last card has to be Lotus if you want to build an Ancestral Land pile. The only thing that I think you have to make sure you play around is Mindbreak Trap, just because we have a pretty solid read that they have Mindbreak Trap. And our pile definitely played around Mindbreak Trap. So that was good. From there, like the most likely card that they have is what? 3 Wastelands, 2 Collector, or 4 Collector Oof, 3 Wastelands, 4 Collector Oof, and then probably 3 1-mana counter spells. Yeah, opponent also gets to draw extra cards for sure. I don't think. Well, I definitely. Well, if I was to rebuild this exact pile with the same reasoning, I think it didn't matter. We know they run 4 oof because, well, we don't know they run 4 oof. They run somewhere between 2 and 4 oof. I would run 4 oof and then a lot of the winning lists have recently run 4 oof, I believe. Yeah, I mean the deck doesn't really work if you don't play 4 oof, in my opinion. Time walk, fetch, time walk and fetch beats Bowmaster, oof, and Mindbreak Trap. What are you saying? You want to do time walk, fetch, and then what are your last 3 cards? Sorry. Oh, it doesn't matter what your last 3 cards are because you time walk and then you fetch. Well, we can cast time walk fetch if they collect a roof, right? Because we go to 8, we go to 6, We play. Say they collect roof. We can't cast Time Walk. We go to. Oh, we just dot. No, we go to 2. We fetch down to 1, and we win. We're not giving them 2 draw steps. They're forcing us to have 2 draw steps by having a collect roof. We're giving them 0. We're giving them 1 draw step if everything goes correctly. Because if we draw our 5th card on the if we draw our top card is Time Walk, and if they have nothing, we Time Walk on the first turn, and then we draw a fetch as our 4th card, and then we fetch away a card in our library as our 3rd card. So there's 2 cards left in our library, and we cast the Oracle from our hand. No, that pile might be better. Time Walk, fetch, and then land, and then 2 cards that don't matter. That could be better. Well, then you can put 2 lands in your pile if you want. I don't think that matters. I think you'll still just lose because of attacks. Like, I think a lot of these lines are just losing to Wasteland, right? My line is super losing to Wasteland, so... The only thing my line beats is Mindbreak Trap, and it beats Spell Pierce, doesn't it? Like it beats Mindbreak Trap or Flusterstorm, right? Because if they counter my Ancestral, well, it doesn't if they don't counter my Ancestral. But if they counter my Ancestral, which I assume they would counter my Ancestral, I think that's like a very normal thing to do. Then we would just Time Walk into Land Oracle. So my line beats... Right. I mean, I don't think they're going to let me draw 3, I think. But if they do let me draw 3, it doesn't beat Spell Pierce or Flusterstorm. I agree with that statement. It also doesn't beat Mental Misstep for whatever that's worth. That's worth, like, something. Well, I guess it does beat Mental Misstep by itself. Because of the same reasoning. I can just untap and go Time Walk into Oracle. The reason a lot of these lines work is because I have the Oracle in my hand, and I don't have to draw the Oracle, which is why my 4th and 5th cards were so bad. Yeah, I'm like pretty against trying to make a Black Lotus pile when their most common piece of interaction is going to be a Collector Roof, right? But we already learned my pile doesn't beat Collector Roof anyways, so it's kind of stupid not to. Well, I just think in most circumstances, putting a force in this pile doesn't actually help you, right? Like I said, if I put a force in this pile for the sole reason of I can draw it after Ancestral, it means I can't protect my Time Walk anyways because they have Mindbreak Trap in their hand. I can beat Oof with my pile? I don't think so, right? I go to my turn and I can't cast Ancestral because it'll put me dead on board. Ancestral in their end step. Oh. I go to 6. I go to 2. No, don't I still die? No, hold on. I go to 6, and I draw for turn, I draw Ancestral, then no, that doesn't work. They still kill me. I don't know, I don't think that's true, hashtag. Doomsday puts me to 8, first attack puts me to 6. And then they have 4 power in play, they put me to 2, and if I Ancestral, I take 3 and go to 0. Okay. I gotta do an ad break so that we don't have pre-rolls, and then we'll play next round. Okay, here we are in the 1-1 bracket. We have only the most powerful Doomsday Wizard, Discoveran, across the table, so it'll be a challenge. It's not exactly a Doomsday Mirror because we are playing some spicy meatballs, but it's gonna be challenging. Let's see what we can do. Keep. They're just a player who lives in Japan. I think that's all it's known. Underground Sea, pass. Upkeep Ancestral? No upkeep Ancestral. Do I want a Dark Ritual Necro or Ancestral? I think I want an Ancestral on their upkeep. I actually think we would rather than Necro Resolve. And we also don't want to play on our turn if we can help it. So I think it's better to play on their turn. I don't think we want to wait on this Ancestral. I do think it's worth firing off now. But I think they have Flusterstorm was my read. Yeah. Well, we can definitely lose with a Necro in play. I mean, we could theoretically try to wait this out and like play Ancestral with like Dark Ritual backup, but then we're not doing anything for 2 turns against the deck that like they didn't even play a second land here because they can't play cantrips because they're out of mana because we forced them to use the mana on their turn, that kind of thing, right? I don't know. There's upsides to downsides of when you want to cast the Ancestral there. I don't mind the spot where we cast Ancestral, to be honest. Just gonna... maybe I shouldn't fetch. I don't know. I don't really want to draw extra Underground Seas, though. So I'm going to go Dark Ritual Necro and see if they have a force. I guess maybe I could theoretically play Sensei's Top first, but they do have a Mind Break Trap in the main of a lot of their recent lists. So, and we don't even have a blue card to draw into force anyways, so I think it's better to just play the Necro. I'm going to save another fetch for top for sure. I don't think there'll be a situation where we need to look at that many top draws, but it's possible. This also plays around days a little bit, but I mean, you can help the fetch line and still play around days. Do I have any plans to go to Eternity Japan? I wanted to. I cooked up a really cool itinerary that would take me from Boston to Munich, Munich to Prague, Prague to Taiwan, Taiwan to Japan, and then Japan back to Boston. But I don't have enough time off work to do it, so I'm gonna hold this top and not get play into my Memory Trap. So I just don't have enough time off work to make a trip like that happen. So there won't be any Eternal Weekend Japan this year for me. I'm hoping next year maybe I'll be able to save up more time off work and try to hit everyone. It's just going to be Eternal Weekend in the States, Eternal Weekend in Prague, and the Buffalo Chicken Dip in Ohio. Oh, that's really unfortunate. I guess like theoretically there's not that much overlap between RC players and Eternal Weekend players, but you still would rather not have them on the same day. What the I don't think we gain that much advantage by playing the top on our turn there. So I think it's like free to play around the Mindbreak Trap. Okay, so Discover N is not on Doomsday, or they're on a Tinker Doomsday list with Saga. Interesting. Maybe it's Blue Black Ring. Demonic. Interesting. What can we do with this Demonic? I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with this Demonic yet. It could just be fast mana and play this Citadel. How much more counterspells can they possibly have? We also have Yogwill. We go Yogwill Ancestral. We could just go Doomsday. And we could just go with Doomsday with a top in play and go for the win on the next turn. They could have a Hull Breacher is I think the thing I'm the most worried about. There's like a lot of upside to going Black Lotus Citadel, especially with an active top and fetch. The reason I don't like the Doomsday line is because of Hull Breacher, which my opponent is likely to play 4 of in their deck. I think I'm going to go Lotus. Then I have to consider what I want to play this turn. I was playing cards to play around Mindbreak Trap. Do I continue to do that? I think the answer is yes. So I'll just play out the Lotus and pass. And then next turn, I still have access to Citadel, top, fetch. I think this is fine. So this is basically forcing my opponent to have exactly another force plus blue card. I think that's okay. Or Lavinia, I guess I should say. They could have Lavinia here. That would be really bad for me. I mean, Discover End doesn't always play Doomsday. Discover End has played other decks. Oh god, they have hard cast 5 mana force. It's kind of unfortunate. Not the best Tinker, unfortunately. I think they have force, but I don't think I'm allowed to play around anything anymore. I mean, what am I gonna do, right? I don't think I have. Yeah, hard cast force. What am I gonna do though? Like, I don't. Yeah. Oh, now I really don't want to fetch because I don't want to lose my fetch. But all right, well, I'm getting punished for not playing the top into the Mindbreak Trap, right? Now, like, they probably don't have Mindbreak Trap, or they would have hardcast Mindbreak Trap here. But I think I'm supposed to use my mana. Definitely got punished for my playing around Mindbreak Trap, though. Interesting. Oh, I guess this also, like, makes them maybe play Needle on top. Maybe that's stupid of me then. Oh, God. I didn't even consider that. I think I'm just super dead then. It's really, really bad if I get needled. This deck actually, like, really doesn't want to get top needled. It happened to me a couple times when I was testing. This was a bad play. This was a super bad play. Can't believe I did that. I don't even have a secondary thing I can tinker for, right? I have nothing. This tinker was a terrible draw. Uh-oh. They have their own Citadel? Oh, Narset. It's also pretty good. They might have, like, hardcast negation then, right? Or maybe they're just, like, prepping for a tinker off this. They hit Citadel. So they're casting Citadel next turn. All right. Because we can't draw with our Sensei's top, we actually are supposed to spin on our upkeep. Wow. Okay. We're just so freaking boned here. My opponent just had too many pieces of counter magic for us. There's got to be a way we could have played this better, though. For what it's worth, if there is a force on the top of our library, we can spin and draw into it on their turn. So we do have that, and we have a Tinker, or we have a Doomsday, but we're not gonna have very much life after. I don't even think this is gonna be good enough is the problem. I should probably Lotus spin and get the Doomsday for next turn. We're gonna go 5 to 11 to... Oh no, we're gonna die. Oh, yeah, we're gonna die. Because we're gonna go to 15, and then we're gonna go to 10, and then we're gonna go to 5 off of Doomsday, and then we'll die to the Construct. Because they hit it exactly a fucking Mox Jet, so they don't have to sack their Black Lotus. Okay. So we're gonna change. So I force this, I go to 15. I take a construct down to 5. I cast Doomsday, I go to 5, and I die to the construct token. So I can't Doomsday. Well, the problem is all my action like costs 2 cards each, right? Like they 1-for-1 my ancestral, and then they 2-for-1 my necro, and then they what they had one they 1-for-1 my citadel, so I go to 5. So I think the best play now is not Doomsday. It's just to take the Mystical Tutor and then draw the Mystical Tutor for Yogg-Will, and then hope Yogg-Will resolve. I can't even draw cards because they have Narset. So I'm sure it's death. What are you talking about? I'm going to 10. I cast Doomsday and I go to 5, and then I die to the construct token that's in play. What are we talking about? What am I missing here? What world are you living in? I want to be living in your world where I can cast Doomsday here. The problem is I can't draw any cards anyways. Wait, maybe I don't go. Wait, if I go Yogg-Will. If I go Yogg-Will. Oh, they hit a dig through time? That's pretty bad for me too. If I go Yogg-Will, I have Demonic. I can go like Oracle Consult, right? So maybe my best play is actually just take a dig through time and then dig for Oracle Consult. Is that better than... Because technically Yogg-Will, I can Demonic. I guess I have Dark Ritual, Demonic, Lotus. So I can do the same thing where I go for dig, but I have extra mana. No, I don't have extra mana. All right, so I'm just going to go for dig and just YOLO it for fun. Oh, I guess I could go dress down. True. I did forget I had a dress down. I would go for Yogg-Will in that case, because I would go Yogg-Will, Lotus, Ritual, Demonic, dress down. The problem is dress down doesn't draw me a card, and Ancestral doesn't draw me a card. That ends me up in the same spot where I have nothing going on, right? I probably can't win the game considering my opponent has a dig through time in their hand, but theoretically there's a world where I can cast dig through time and then hit the exact 2 cards. My opponent has exactly nothing and I go win the game. Something like that. My opponent has to hit nothing on their dig through time and have nothing in their hand. So it's pretty much doomed, but play to the outs. Like they hit time walk here as well. I don't know. Maybe there was some sequencing there that I could have optimized slightly to get me in a place where I could have protected my citadel. Like maybe if I choose not to play around Mindbreak Trap, I get an extra spin in the somewhere, in which case I can maybe find a Flusterstorm or something. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we had time to do that. My opponent had an active Urza Saga in play, right? Okay, so I'm going to bring in Counter Magic and Shieldred, and then I'm going to take out Island, Mystical, Sensei 3, maybe. Not sure. We don't even exactly know which deck they're on because all they did was play Citadel, Saga. I mean, it's. I feel like they're probably on blue-black wheels, like 4 Hull Breacher, maybe some Orcish Bowmaster, or like 3 Hull Breacher, maybe 4 Orcish Bowmaster, blue-black wheels kind of deck. That kind of makes me want to play like a Fatal Push as well. I don't want to overboard though. We didn't see any of them in game 1. And we have a dress down in our deck, so it's probably not necessary. I think I'm just going to take out like 1 Dark Ritual. Well, taking out a Dark Ritual and bringing in a Shieldred is not exactly the game plan, is it? I think I might do it anyways. I think it's fine. I think they would have fetched Volcanic Island if they had another color. This hand doesn't work, unfortunately. Needs an extra mana source. If this hand had another colorless mana source, I probably would keep it. But it doesn't. This hand has turn 1 Doomsday with force backup, but I can't... Okay, wait a second. So if I do... There's like no way I can win on turn 2 with this hand, right? I think there's not. If I was the normal deck, I would have like the ability to go Street Wraith, Street Wraith, Street Wraith, but I wouldn't even be able to cast it anyways. So even the normal Doomsday deck wouldn't be able to keep this hand with like Doomsday, Lotus, and nothing else. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna make my pile Island Ancestral. That seems so greedy. I guess I could theoretically put back Ruby, and then I have turn 1 Doomsday with double force backup. And I have nothing, so then I have to go Island, Ancestral, Lotus Doomsday, or Lotus Oracle. And if the Ancestral gets countered, then the follow-up would be bad. If I were to keep the Ruby, I could theoretically go Island, Ancestral, Time Walk. And I still need another extra turn. You're snapping this off? Yeah, you know what I'm doing? I'm mulliganing it. I think keeping that hand is throwing the game away. This is going to be a hard one. I don't think we're winning this game for what it's worth. I think the hand was bad. What's up, Neil and Bill? Good to see you. It's been a really, really tough tournament. They have Ancestral after this. Like, we're just super dead, right? They have Force too? How am I ever beating these hands? It's a 7-card hand with all the good cards. Doomsday? Well, actually, now we can theoretically draw a Citadel. Like, I don't even feel like my hands were bad because they were like Tinker stuff. Like, I just feel like my hands were bad because they were bad, right? Like, they didn't have mana or they didn't do anything, or if this reveals a force, I'll probably just concede. But if they don't reveal force off this, I still have at least, you know, Tinker, okay, Vamp Tutor. So if they have Vamp for a force and a cantrip, probably don't have very many cantrips in their deck. They've already used Ancestral. All right, so I think we have one draw step to draw something like Tinker or Citadel. That's probably it. I guess we could technically draw Tinker, Citadel, Demonic, any of those cards. So I think we have 3 outs if our opponent has no interaction. Which, I mean, why would they have no interaction after casting Ancestral? But oh, they chose not to Vamp for and then Ponder, which means they must have interaction. If they didn't have interaction, they would have just vamped for a force and pondered into it. because they're like super locked up in this game. Yeah, I think I'll. I mean, I have to fluster their Tinker. I'm dying. I guess I can fluster their Vamp. Is that actually good? Maybe I should just do that. All right. I'm willing. They have four. Okay. 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 You win. You are the king. You're the king. It's fine. It's okay. You are too good. I take my L. I will go to the 1-2 bracket. Okay, I forgot to click record, but we're now in round 4. I had to deal with some real life stuff and close the stream, restarted the stream after we dealt with it. I think I'm up against likely mono white, and I actually think this hand is a mulligan. I can like kind of play through an Archon on turn 1, but I can't play through with Ollie. I can't play through a Chancellor. I don't really have a variety of answers. I don't really have a turn 1 or turn 2 kill. I actually think this hand is just going to be a mulligan. I actually kind of want to keep this hand. I have Forest Pitching Gush. I have a draw step for a blue source, and then I also have top to blue source, so I'm just going to go for a Mystical Tinker line. It also loses to a bunch of the things I said about my 7-card hand, but it is a 6-card hand on the draw. They have a Chancellor. They have 2 Chancellors. They have Ancient Tomb Go. Okay, well, in that case, I can just throw my Pearl away. So that's not even a big deal. Blue land is the best. Okay. So I'm just gonna throw this Pearl into the Chancellors. And then I'm going to go and try to spin and find a blue source. Found a Sapphire. That's compelling. So as long as they don't have... As long as they don't have Cavern, it's a win. Man, this game's so hard. Cleric is an Anointed Peacekeeper. Hopefully it's just a White Plume Adventure. If it's a White Plume Adventure, we would still win, but if it's a Peacekeeper... It's a Peacekeeper. All right, so in this case, we can't Mystical for Tinker and cast it through Peacekeeper. So we have to instead Mystical for Ancestral. I guess I theoretically could let it resolve and then make them name Tinker. What if I let it resolve? And then they name Mystical and I just cast Mystical, get Tinker, and then they have to have another one. Wouldn't that be better? I think it's just better, right? Like, I lose a turn, but if I'm getting Tinker, like, I can still get Tinker. And if they don't name Tinker, I can still go Ancestral and keep extra mana. And if they name Mystical, it just doesn't do that much. It buys them a turn, right? Kind of think I'm going to let it resolve. Maybe that's silly. The ways this plays out in my head sound good to me. I can also just not cast Mystical, so I do get a draw step. I can just cast Mystical on their turn. And still get Tinker. And then if they name Tinker, I actually could draw a land, right? And then Tinker anyways. Or I could just get Ancestral, obviously. It's not that bad. This doesn't feel like it's enough to me. It's unfortunate we lost our Pearl to a Chancellor, because then I could just Mystical for Tinker and we would just not care about this at all. So they got Tinker anyways. So now the question is, do we want a Mystical for Ancestral? Yeah, probably. Is there any better play? No. What about like Demonic? No. Okay, we'll just get Ancestral. Demonic. So now we just Demonic for Tinker, and we just Tinker them anyways. One, two, three, four, five. I can't get Wastelanded. Yeah, sure. They have to have like another piece of interaction. Like they have to have maybe like another cavern, or they have to have a second Peacekeeper. They have a second Peacekeeper? God fucking. Okay, all right, okay. Really? I feel like we're just getting brutally punished for everything we do today. That's crazy. We didn't lose our mana crypt flip though. All right, maybe a land drop and a gush or something. Doomsday. Well, if we draw a fetch land next turn, we can still win with Doomsday and kill them, so it's not bad. Well, I mean, there were other things that could have gone badly for what it's worth. I don't think my opponent's draw steps were that great. I guess we can catch this gush now, right? Maybe I should have just done that. No, I didn't want to get wastelanded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it might be hard cash gush end of turn, but that kind of kills my Doomsday win, right? Like any fetch land wins me the game. Another one? Oh, okay. Finally. All right. So I need to consider which is going to give me a higher chance of winning. Is it going to be casting this gush end of turn or drawing into a land? Like percentage chance drawing into a land. Because it has to be... Okay, well, I have to force that. Can I hard cast force this? I only get one turn. So any of my lands in my deck win the game. If I don't fetch, that means I have 12, 13, 14... 14 winning draws. And if I gush, I could just draw a Dark Ritual, but then I would have to draw a Dark Ritual and a mana source. Already played their land. I'm going to hard... Basic Island does not win. Oh, true. That's one less, I guess. Well, I guess any of my Lotuses in my... Well, the Lotus gives me Tinker, and Lotus Petal doesn't, so that's even less. I think I'm going to gush. Force. So now I have Dark Ritual Doomsday, and I need to draw a draw spell. Or can I get to Tinker? Not that Tinker at 6 life is the most compelling thing. I guess I'm at Mana Crypt, so I might even be at 3 life. So I need to draw like a Sensei's Top. I drew another Dark Ritual. So I can Tinker, but I don't know how good that is. That's like my only play though, right? What about tinkering for a top and Doomsdaying? Can we do that? What if we tinker? No, hold on. So if I go Dark Ritual, this is 6 mana, this is 10 mana. Tinker currently costs 7 mana. So I can, but can I win? It does, but I can't win because I can't gush, right? I don't have a mana to play a draw spell because it costs exactly 10, and this makes 6 mana, this makes 10 mana. So I could go 7 mana Tinker for... Whoa, what if I just Tinker for a Citadel? So I just Tinker for a Citadel, and then I win with the Citadel instead. I go to 3 life, and I go Mox, or Oracle. 9 mana? Am I counting wrong? So this makes 6 mana. This makes 8 mana, 9 mana, 10 mana. I don't think I'm counting wrong. So I think if we just go Dark Ritual, Tinker... Oh no, I don't have enough. I'm short? Oh, I counted the Doomsdays wrong. So I can still hit a land off my Tinker, though. Probably the best play. I'll probably just go Citadel anyways. I was 1 mana short. Oh, I hit a top. Okay. I hit a Doomsday. So that puts me to 1, and then I win. I cast this for 3 life. It puts me to 1. I go Mox, draw my Oracle with my top, and win. Easy. Mox. 0 cards in library, Oracle. What do we have Lotus to make blue. We also have, yeah, we have Lotus to make blue. If we needed to, we can put an island in our pile and do island Lotus Petal. It also makes blue. I guess I should just get an island anyways, right? Have I played a land this turn? I haven't, right? No. Oh yeah, I don't need to do that. I won't mess this up. Just in case I'm wrong. Done. Oracle on the bottom. Mox. Cast Mox. Draw. Oh, wait, what happens if my opponent has... Do I have enough blue mana? Or did I throw it? No, I have enough blue mana to cast Force, right? If they have Solitude. I have exactly enough. I have one plus to cast Force. Was there a way I could have done that where I didn't need to have a card on top? I wonder. That was a game of Magic the Gathering, was it not? Or is there a way I could play there that beat Solitude? I mean, I did beat Solitude with the Force in my hand, so maybe it doesn't matter. If I didn't have a Force in my hand, is there a way? Not sure. I love this deck. 7 mana Tinker broken. Oh, yeah. I could have done that. I could top into my Ancestral, and well, I didn't have any blue mana, so I have to put a Petal or a Lotus first, and then I can draw into an Ancestral, cast Ancestral. Okay, that's how we would beat it. So I probably should have done that. I mean, I had a Force, but I didn't think about it at the time. There was not a thought that went through my head. I thought for sure I had Solitude beat by putting 4 Mox in, but that wasn't the case because of Sensei's top. So I should have made a pile in a different way. Just got to keep that in mind. Or not make a pile in a different way and just acknowledge the fact that I have the Force in my hand to beat Solitude. So, okay. Mono white on the draw. I have a Portal to Phyrexia. I may bring in a Sphinx. I will not bring in a Shieldred. I will bring in Snuff Out, Virtue's Ruin, Fatal Push, and I will bring in Negations and Traps possibly. I know some people don't like that. on the draw. I think I like that a lot, usually. And then to cut cards, we cut Momental Misstep, we cut Flusterstorms, we cut Gataxian Probe, we cut one Sensei's Top, we cut Necropotence on the draw for sure, we cut Yogwill, we cut Dig. And this makes our plan counter some of their mana to buy us time, and then we have any variety of ways to tinker and win. Typically, you don't want to play Necro on the draw when you're trying to play a counterspell game. This Yogwill, I don't really like Yogwill, especially against the Archon deck. Dig Through Time is hard to get fueled, and these cards are all actively pretty bad. I'm gonna go with this. I could be convinced that some of it is not correct, but it's okay. Oh, maybe you want to play Hurkyl's Recall for Null Rod. Maybe not. I had Chain for Null Rod before, so I didn't have to bring in Hurkyl's Recall. Probably still don't have to bring in Hurkyl's Recall if I'm bringing in Negations and Mindbreak Traps instead. This hand is on the draw versus Mono White, and I have turn 2 Tinker through nothing. If they have only nothing, okay, so let's just mulligan this hand and find something that has more interaction or a better combo. This hand has turn 1 kill through nothing. No, not turn 1 kill through nothing. Because there's no Gush. So there's no turn 1 kill through nothing with the Sensei's Top Ruby line. But we are pretty close to Tinker. Probably keep this hand. Man, I wish I had Mindbreak Trap. I wish I had Mindbreak Trap. Wish I had Force. Are they considering this? Maybe they have Null Rod. Archon. Yeah, Archon's good. It's gonna be a hard game to win. I didn't mull to a Force, so they got to play turn 1 Archon. Lorien. Okay. You have a Wasteland follow-up? Because that would be game. Yep. Not a bad 6. Not a bad 6. Had to have a Force in my hand to play this game. All right, hold on. Don't call it a comeback. It's probably not a comeback, so it'd be good not to call it that. Yeah, that just name's demonic. I guess I could name Tinker if they're afraid I draw Mana Crypt or something. Soul Ring. I guess I cut Soul Ring, right? It's just Mana Crypt. Lotus. We do have Virtue's Ruin in our deck, so I guess it's not concedable yet, but it's getting pretty close. Demonic Tutor. Sounds correct to me. No more Wasteland. That's nice. Unfortunately, I can't Dark Ritual into anything. Best draw in my deck is Mana Crypt, probably. Ancestral. Okay. And for land, found land. Do I have enough time? I take 7. Wow, that's exactly the number I didn't want to see. Oh, they have a Seasoned Dungeoneer anyways. So there's no world in which I can cast a Virtue's Ruin here. I can theoretically draw Time Walk. It doesn't actually buy me anything. Man, Archon of Emeria is just crazy. Well, what if I draw a Snuff Out? What if I draw a Snuff Out? If I draw a Snuff Out, go to 1, and I can't Doomsday. I can Tinker. And I can tinker for a portal, but they have 4 creatures. I'm going to fetch the island so that I don't draw it. I mean, that doesn't matter, actually. Try draw snuff out. Didn't draw snuff out. Okay, we can concede. Yeah, the hand I kept did not line up against that. I definitely had hands I could have kept that would have lined up against that, though. Okay, so on the play, I actually think Necro is fine. And I'll take out this Mindbreak Trap. And I actually think I'll take out... Get this top back in. Do I want to put the Yoggle? I don't think I want to put the Yoggle back in. I might put the Probe back in, too. I just don't think I want to play the whole negation plan on the play. But maybe it's still fine, because you're just going for a 2-turn 2 win, which I guess is more realistic anyways. So maybe I do want to just keep these all in. It's not like a top or a probe or what was the other card? Are that good anyways? Necro? Well, I think Necro is good. So maybe I'll play the negations and not the trap. 3 Tinker targets is kind of a lot, but 1 pitches to Force. So this hand has Force, and then it has Tinker, I guess, right? Vamp. Dark Ritual, Tinker the Petal. Okay. I guess this hand also goes turn 1 Necro, right? If I were to go Lotus Petal, Vamp, C, Dark Ritual, Necro. Huh. Does that make me want to do that play? I don't think it's Doomsday with no draw. Oh, they revealed a Chancellor, so scratch that. I think we're just going to go Underground, C... Maybe I just go fetch Island Petal. Any fun vintage deck recommendation that is a bit off meta but decently strong? Kind of depends on what you want to play. What are you interested in playing? So I can't go for Vamp Tinker anymore, right? Because I fetched an island like an idiot. Why'd I fetch an island? So I didn't get wastelanded? Shit. So if my opponent kept Ancient Tomb Go, you think they have uncounterable Archon? Ah, why did I do this? If I just fetch an Underground Sea, don't we just win? Maybe I just go Necro. But I think they have Cavern Line, right? Almost certainly have a Cavern Line. I don't think Ancestral is like what I want to be doing here, is it? I just really threw this game, I think, by just not playing Underground Sea. I guess if I got Wastelanded, it's pretty bad for me. But then I would just go Vamp Ancestral. I need to keep this pedal, I think. Mm. I can still go Time Walk, Vamp, Necro. If I want to. I can still go Time Walk, Vamp, Necro and just draw 10 cards. I don't think Time Walk Vamp Doomsday is good, or I would do it. Well, Time Walk Vamp Tinker, I have nothing to tinker off of, so I can't make that play. That's the reason why this whole thing is a shit show. Because if I had fetched an Underground Sea, I could have upkeeped Vamp for Tinker and gone... Oh, I guess I didn't have that either. Never mind. I mean, I think I boxed myself into Necro. I guess I theoretically could just Time Walk and draw another random card, but... I think I boxed myself into a freaking Necropotence, which is really not great. I mean, I can go Doomsday here. It's just like really awkward if they play Archon, right? A dress down line loses to Thalia. It's really, really hard to build Doomsday piles that beat mono white. Like, I can build a Doomsday pile and have it be like, what if they just play Wasteland and I build a dress down pile? Like, there's too many different ways my opponent can play. They can play Null Rod, they can play Wasteland, they can play Thalia, they can play Archon, they can play Peacekeeper, they have so many different ways that it's like very, very hard to build a pile that beats all of them. Like, my number one pile would be Ancestral, right? Just gonna play Necro. I wanted to Tinker, obviously, but I'm gonna draw like 7 at least. I'd really like to win on the next turn through an Archon if possible. 7. Let's do one more because I'm definitely forcing if they don't have it. I'm definitely getting rid of Portal anyways. Let's do... Maybe it makes sense to go one more. Why do I have stack abilities on automatically? Tinker. Underground Sea. Fetch land. 3 under. Okay, that went pretty well. Definitely getting rid of Portal. And another land. And I guess this Tinker's kind of shit, huh? What can I Tinker for? Sphinx? Or Citadel at 9? Well, wrong land. Well, I don't think I need this land, because if I'm beating Archon, I have to play Black Lotus and push on their turn. This land doesn't actually turn on Revolt. I guess it kind of turns on Revolt. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna have Revolt from Black Lotus, right? If I do it on my turn, and this doesn't even help me do it on my turn anyways. This might actually be a Tinker gets pitched. I mean, everything is like what if they play Archon uncounterable? What am I doing on my turn? Like, I'm just passing, right? I'm play Preordain in my fetch land and play Lotus in my fetch land and pass. Play. You can't fetch push because my land enters tapped. But it still might be, it might still be better, but it also costs me a life, and a life is pretty important right now. I think this Tinker goes away, because what am I tinkering for? A Citadel at 9 life? And I don't even have a Mox to tinker off of. This Tinker is just really, really bad, right? Like, theoretically, if I force their thing, it's my best card, because I go Underground Sea, Lotus, Tinker off of my Lotus. Do I need this Dark Ritual in my life? I guess I need it if I'm trying to Doomsday kill. None of these things do a Doomsday kill. Maybe I just get rid of this Oracle. No. Maybe I get rid of this Dark Ritual. Do I need to get rid of one more card? Or two more cards? One more card. Because I'm not drawing any more cards. I think I'm going to get rid of this Dark Ritual. I'm not sure about Fetch Land versus Underground Sea, though. So that might be a mistake. Black Lotus for Doomsday kill. I don't have a Doomsday in my hand. Oh, you mean use the Black Lotus for Doomsday? Well, not if they play an Archon and I have to use my Black Lotus to Fatal Push it. But I can do that on my turn, so... On my next turn, I should say. So I'm pretty sure here I just play my tapped Underground Sea and my Black Lotus, and then I refill for 2. No, because I was at the end of my last turn, so the first time to get a fetch land is now, when it would come into play tapped. I kind of only want them to play one. If they have a second Archon, I guess this is the biggest. The biggest problem is that they have 2 Archons. I also need to play flat faster. All right, they don't have 2 Archons, so I'm just gonna force whatever this is, and then on my turn I'll just crack. Load it. I mean, I don't have any plays still, but what are you doing, Stormcrow? What is happening? All right, so this gets cracked. I cast this with Revolt. I guess the first thing I do is cast Tinker. I guess I can just get a Sphinx. If I swear to God, if I get Lorined, though, I will lose my mind. And then I can draw... I think I should just still preordain in case I draw like a Time Walk. Oh, no, Time Walk's in my yard. I should not have preordained. Virtue's Ruin, Mana Crypt. I don't think I want either of those. Top. Spin top. I can draw Negation Ponder. Those aren't even good. I think I just draw and shuffle. Because I want to be able to draw a couple cards off of Necro here. I hate this game. I want to be able to like draw I want to draw like Force Blue card. But maybe I screwed that up somehow. I don't know. Great. Awesome. Well, the good news is if they Solitude this. Oh god, I'm getting Lorined. No, I'm getting... Oh no. Not that. Also, if they Wasteland me, I can't Dark Ritual Doomsday, right? Okay, sorry, I can't Dark Ritual Citadel. Oh wait, I can get an island? I can't get an island. Alright, well... How many cards can I draw? They can hit me for 4. Is it even good to draw cards here? It's gotta be correct to draw cards here. Draw 3. Oh, what if they forge? Then they can hit me for 6. All right, I'll draw one. Yeah, I figured it out. I figured it out, chat. I found a force, though. Second season Dungeoneer? Uh-oh. They put it in the bin. It's not good enough. Oh, wait, did I just die from trap? Because I don't have enough turns here. Did I take Yogwill out of my deck? Or is Yogwill in my deck? Ah, I can't Yogwill Time Walk. I only drew one card. Is it going to kill me because I drew one card? No, I think it doesn't change anything, right? It wouldn't have killed me if they hadn't drawn something, but I have to force something anyways. I don't think it matters. I think I'm dead, right? I'm just dead on board. Because this is, yeah, I'm just dead on board to trap. Wait, no, I have Forge, but it doesn't matter. Wow, I'm actually just dead on board. I would have been dead on board if I hadn't drawn either. So maybe I should have just drawn more. Wow. That is wild. That's so sad. Why is this thing unblockable? I guess I can Lost Well and try to draw a removal spell. Let's do that. Bottom, bottom. And then I need to draw enough that I can still play Snuff Out. That's the only card I can draw. Oh, I could actually just play Snuff Out with Dark Ritual, so I can just draw the whole deck. Well, I should just leave up Force for another thing. So that many cards. Come on, Snuff Out. I need Snuff Out. I need Snuff Out. I got Gush, so I have Snuff Out now. So I can go Mystical, Gush, Dark Ritual, Snuff Out. I'm just doing this now. I don't know why I'm doing this now. Don't worry. I have 1 minute on my clock. I'm sorry. I'm not playing optimally. I'm just trying not to lose to myself. They had another one anyways. I think we win. Oh! I don't think Mystical during this works because you're exiling the top card and putting it into your hand. So no, you could not Mystical during your Necro draws because they're not draws. They're exile things. So was I not supposed to draw on that Necro? Or did we play it right? Yeah, I mean, that was only what game? Was that game 3 or was that game 2? That was game 3. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm a streamer. Like, some of that comes with the territory, and this deck is very, very talking to chat intensive. Wow. I'm gonna probably go back and look at that at some point. Okay, we're recording again. We're just gonna go over how we played out this Necro after we've done the Necro. I'm not gonna go over the things that led to the Necro. I think I'm just gonna try to focus on this one. So instead of taking Underground Sea, we could have said take a fetch land, but then it would have cost us 1 more life, but we would have been able to preordain on our turn if we wanted to. Instead, because we would have played out our fetch land. Oh, I guess that would open us up to getting Wastelanded. So we still couldn't preordain. We would have to still play fetch land and Lotus. And that means there's no real reason to play fetch land at all. So I think this is correct. Abandoning Dark Ritual seemed good. Okay, so I like that. That play was fine. I'm okay with this. Yep, we get. Because we have Lotus, we don't take fetch. If we didn't have Lotus, and we didn't have like a Sensei's top, then we have to take fetch to like give our fatal push revolt for sure. But because we have the Lotus, I guess like we could theoretically get Lorend, but then we could just fatal push on their turn. And I mean, it's bad for us still, but it's fine. So keeping Tinker ended up being interesting, huh? So we're at 7. So no, we're at 9. We're at 9. And I just wanted to fill my hand up to 7. That feels correct to me. I think that's fine. Maybe I could have drawn more here, but like, I don't know if we want to do that. I don't like drawing too many more here. This seems fine. I mean, I could be persuaded to draw maybe a little bit more, but I think this is okay. The one I'm like super interested in is this next one. So we definitely force this because it just makes too many complications. And we're definitely getting rid of Oracle because we're not currently doing anything with the Oracle. It doesn't block either. So then we're going to our turn here, and we have play all of our spells, fatal push. So the only question is, we're at 4 life. Can we instead tinker for Citadel, right? That's the only other question. And should we have preordained first? What can preordaining first draw us? It can draw us Ancestral. But also, if we draw our Tinker targets, it's pretty bad. I think there's a world where tinkering for Citadel here is fine with a preordain and a land drop to give. But we can't cast Doomsday because we're at 4. So no, we don't have Yogwill in. Very keyly, we don't have Yogwill in our deck, which is maybe something I might need to consider being a bad board plan. I don't know. Like Yogwill, I really hate playing against Yogwill, playing Yogwill versus the Archon of Emiria, but okay, I think I like Tinker for Sphinx, and I think I like Tinker for Sphinx before preordaining. The question ends up becoming, do we actually preordain here? Because we can draw 2 unknowns. No, we should always preordain here. We're looking for a Force of Will. Like, we need to find a Force of Will and a blue card. But number one thing is we need to find a Force of Will, right? That's the only card that matters because Time Walk is gone. I mean, obviously we can draw Ancestral and that kind of stuff as well, but yeah, I like preordaining. This looks fine. If we draw Doomsday here, do we cast it? Probably, right? No, because we can't draw Force of Will blue card with our Necro, so no. So we would get Time Walk. So maybe you would cast Doomsday here? Because we would get to rebuy Time Walk. Yeah, so you would cast Doomsday here and go to 2. Interesting, cool. So instead we had Virtue's Ruin Mana Crypt. I can't play Virtue's Ruin because Sphinx is a white creature, true. I didn't think I considered that at the time, but that is a true statement. So bottom here makes sense. And then I think I played top, and I spun my top, and I found negation, which does not do what we're looking for. So I decided to ponder and shuffle away my top and all of this, which sounds fine. Because if I draw these 3 cards, what does it do for me? Nothing. Like, if I can find Force Blue card, it means I get to draw a 6 or 7 on my next turn with my Sphinx Life. So I think that's fine. So we went for this, and we drew a Citadel. All right, so then I drew 2 cards off the top to try to draw Force Blue card, which I think is fine, and I drew that. So this is actually not even a bad thing because we could like play Ritual Citadel. It's not a good thing, but we can play Ritual Citadel and go up to 8 and like have a Citadel at 8 life is pretty good. The problem is my opponent played the single best creature in the situation, probably. That is definitely the best creature in the situation because it's unblockable. Every other creature, well, I guess Lauren is the single best creature, but this is probably the second best and the more likely thing. So this is unblockable, which makes everything really interesting because they had a Wasteland as their last other card, so I couldn't go Ritual Citadel. So that leaves me at 8. And in the worst case scenario, my opponent goes Forge. No, wait, they don't have Forge. Yeah, so the worst case scenario, my opponent plays another initiative creature, goes Forge, and whatever the thing on that you look at the top card is called, does whatever it does. And then the worst case is I take 6 damage here. So by drawing 1 card, I can never die on this turn. However, if I draw no cards and I take 6, I guess I'm just never beating another creature if they have another creature right away, right? If they have another creature right away, I'm never beating that because I'm just dying to trap. Which kind of makes me think we're supposed to draw 2 cards. No, that can't be right either, right? I'm guaranteed to take 3 or 4. No, they don't have the initiative right now, so I don't die immediately. I take 5 or 6. Well, it depends on how many I draw off my Necro. Oh, they steal it back and trap me right away. Okay, you're right. So I don't think I should play around that in any way, which means, but the thing is, I have to also play around like just attacking, right? Like my opponent just like having the Dungeoneer. I'm not sure how many cards I was supposed to draw. So they end up hitting me for 4. So maybe I could have drawn 2 more cards this turn, and then we will be able to see what those 2 cards would have been. They would have been Demonic Tutor Doomsday. So we would have been able to Demonic Tutor for Snuff Out, and it would have been really simple, right? Instead, we drew 1,000,000 cards, and then we ended up drawing exactly Mystical plus Instant Speed Draw Spell into Snuff Out. That is ridiculous. Okay, cool. What a fun game. Okay, here we go. We're now on to round 5 out of 6. We are 2-2. I think we played really, really well today. We've had some issues, obviously, but I think overall the level of play has been fairly high. We just haven't always gotten the most lucky. Sorry, Cool Max. I'm actually anti-fun names. I know I'm lame, but I don't like fun names. This is pretty straightforward. Our opponent's likely to be on blue, so we're just gonna go Dark Ritual Doomsday and make an ancestral pile with force backup, and that's kind of plays itself. I don't prefer the new border, but it's like 15 tickets less. It's like enough money less that I don't want to pay for the difference, or at least it was. I think that deck names should tell you what the deck is doing and should be easy for new players to understand. So, and for data purposes. So that's my stance. I know it's not the majority's stance on deck names, but okay. So I'm gonna play this out like my opponent doesn't have Wasteland probably. But I guess in that case, you can still go something like Ancestral Lotus. I don't even need to put Oracle in my pile, huh? Interesting. So wonder if I should start with like Probe instead. No, not on a pass the turn pile with Ancestral in it. Uh, Ancestral with 4 cards in library. If it gets countered, I will have. So I want to go. I can't actually. Maybe I need to put a second draw spell underneath Ancestral then. So maybe I have Ancestral Probe Lotus. Ancestral Probe Lotus Fetch. Ancestral Probe fetch. No. Ancestral Probe, land Lotus. Because in that... Sorry, no, that doesn't work either. Trying to find a way where if they counter my Ancestral on the next turn, I can still win. No, probing into Lotus gives me 2 cards in library. Yeah, so Ancestral Probe Lotus. That's good. And then Oracle. I guess I can put Fluster Oracle. There's like some problems here if I get... No, I'm gonna put land as my last card. Well, I don't even have to put Oracle in, but I can put land Oracle here, which gives me just like a bunch of rebuy at the end. So I go land Oracle. So I go Ancestral, Lotus Probe, Oracle. I guess I go Lotus Probe, land. Yeah. Ancestral, Lotus Probe, land. And then I can go Oracle, and then if it goes bad, it seems fine. I'm not 100% sure that's like ideal, but I think it's fine. So Oracle on the bottom, C, Lotus, Probe, Ancestral. This is all assuming my opponent is playing a blue deck for what it's worth. But I think this gives me opportunities to beat a lot of the things that could go badly. So let's try it. Volcanic pass, maybe representing Flusterstorm. This is still fine. I'm going to cast Ancestral, target myself. If they have like Ancestral plus Force backup, I think we lose to that. Okay, so they have Fluster. So this is fine because my next pile is, my next cards are Probe into Lotus Oracle. And then if that still doesn't work, we have land last Oracle. So I think that went okay. I think that pile is fine. Probe, sure. I have Force. Key, sure. Academy. There's like some problems with like Hull Breacher, maybe. So they have Force. That's fine. We just go Lotus Oracle with Force backup. All right. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Just a broken Doomsday win. Not bad. Here's the hidden cost of, I guess it didn't matter in this circumstance. I was gonna say the hidden cost of playing like Volcanics in your Tinker deck. All right. That's a game win. Play the broken cards. Play the broken cards for sure. All right. And we got to see that they're on, in fact, Grixis Breach probably. Well, the cost is that they're not underground seas. I couldn't cast Vampiric Tutor. If they get to go Flusterstorm, I mean, in this case, it didn't matter because they didn't have a second blue producing mana. But okay, let's go look at their last Grixis Breach list so that we have an idea of what we are playing against. We're looking at 2 Hull Breacher, 2 Breach, Gifts Ungiven. Okay, so this is a the Deck 84 special. Some Pyroblasts. Wow, that's a lot of Pyroblasts, actually. 3 Pyroblasts and an extra Fluster. Huh. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I don't know how much I want these counterspells versus this deck. I guess they have Dak Faden, Hold Heart and Narset, Tinker, and Breach. I think I'm just going to keep Dress Down as my only removal. I'm not going to bring an extra removal. I do think Shieldred looks quite good here, though. I think Island can go. I think Mystical can go. I think it's really awkward because the matchups you want Shieldred in are the matchups where you want to take out a Dark Ritual, which is very, very frustrating. But I guess we have the extra Moxen, so maybe it's not a huge deal. But like, this is the kind of matchup where I actually like taking out a Dark Ritual, but it's also the matchup where I really want Shieldred. I don't know. This is the current kind of board plan I have for this kind of deck. Not sure how I feel about it. Force land Demonic Doomsday with a top. That's really good hand. Because this hand is really sweet because I play turn 1 top, and then on turn 2 I go Demonic Lotus Doomsday, and I can break the Doomsday pile with a Gush, break the top into a Gush Doomsday pile and win with Force backup. It's a nice Sensei's top hand. I don't think this is a hand that wins with like I mean it wins with Street Wraith, right? If the Sensei stop is a Street Wraith instead. But if it's like a Preordain, it doesn't. Also, these cards are pretty decent against Pyroblast. Not great, because we still have the Force, but let's get Mental Misstep. That would be pretty good, actually. That getting Mental Misstep would be not ideal. Okay, what do we got? Is there like a Dak Faden or something? Dak Faden's kind of an annoying one to build Doomsday piles against. Do we want to force this Dak Faden? I don't think so, because we're going to win the game on our turn with Force backup, right? So, try winning. As long as I build the pile correctly. They just... What? My opponent just exiled 2 Force of Wills. What does that mean? What does that mean? In what world did this happen? Does this mean we don't go Doomsday Life? Are we gonna die or something? I'm so scared. Like, they must have what? Force blue card trap or something? I don't want to, like, I don't need to force this Doomsday in here. I can just go Demonic Ancestral. I'm just gonna go Demonic Ancestral. Well, maybe they have an... What do they have? They don't even have, like, traps or anything in their deck. There's no way they pitch double Force. I don't understand. I'm so confused. I just don't know what it could be. Maybe they have like Tinker and another Force or something. I'm just going to cast Demonic Ancestral. Another land lets me play Doomsday. Or Tinker. I don't know. I don't think I need to like go crazy on that turn. Maybe they have... I don't know. Maybe I just got leveled. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna tinker off this pedal. Well, I have Force Trap. I mean, they have an active Dak Fade to steal my Citadel, but I have a top. Like, if it resolves, we just win. And if it doesn't resolve, we go for Doomsday again. I mean, maybe now I'm just getting flustered to death because I'm an idiot and just like didn't go for it. But I have like triple access here. This one plays into Pyro though, so maybe it's the worst choice. But I have to play blue spells off of my thing anyways. This is fine. Oh, I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe I just got completely leveled. I just don't know what in what world. I just don't know. I think I got leveled. Maybe someone in the YouTube comments can figure out what hand produces discard Force of Will. I mean, why would they go for a win and hope I don't have it if they have Force of Wills in their hand? I don't know. They were tapped out, right? All right, they pitched Citadel land. Oh, they have Tinker. So they were just going for Tinker backup now. Wow, I guess I'm going to just die, right? Because they have well, maybe not. All right, well, I'm going to force this. If they have a 4... Okay, wait, this doesn't win unless they have another land. Should I still top? No, because my top is my way to win next turn. So they just like kept Vault Key and then pitched all their Force of Wills away? Am I an idiot? Are they just a genius? Maybe they accidentally drew their Citadel here. They don't even have it? So now they have to have Mindbreak Trap? All right, well, this was like the weirdest possible game of Vintage I've ever seen. I don't understand, but... What? Okay, I think I'm missing something. It has to be me. There must be something I'm missing. Pyro Tinker Force? Well, they don't have another Force. Or maybe their last card is Force? I mean, the thing is, I should have just... I mean, I almost threw this game entirely, right? If my opponent's last card is a mana, I lose this game. And I didn't have to do this. I could have gone Demonic, Lotus, Doomsday with a top and a Force backup. And they only had... no forces? Max 1 force? So, like, I got leveled, right? I look like the fool here. I should have gone Demonic Lotus, Doomsday, break into my pile with top, do the all-in Gush pile. But why would you keep Pyro over? I guess Pyro. Yeah, why would you keep Pyro over over a second Force? You wouldn't, right? You would keep Force Tinker. There's no reason to keep Pyro. You're tapped out. Like, I guess if you're expecting another turn, but if you're expecting another turn, you'd rather have Force backup for your Tinker, right? I do think that I made a mistake. I think I was supposed to go Demonic Lotus, Doomsday, break into my pile, Gush, and win with Force backup. It was 3 cards, right? It wasn't 4 cards. I think it was 3 cards. So, okay. That is a problem I have, is over what is the word? Overthinking. Playing around too much. Definitely something I have struggled with. Okay, here we go. 6th and final round of this vintage challenge. I have a Doomsday. Not the best mana situation to play this Doomsday, as I don't have triple black, but I do have the ability to play and spin a top on turn 1 and have Force, so definitely going to keep this hand. This is a nice hand to utilize off-color Moxen, because we have our Sensei's top. We don't have a fetch, but that's okay. Yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad. Also get to play around Wasteland for at least a little bit. Don't know what my opponent's going to play. I don't think I've seen them before, so we get to be surprised, which is fun. Always like playing against new players. Could just be a new account of an old player, but... Okay, let's do it. I'm ready. Let's see what you got for us, Las Vegas Chaos. What are we thinking, chat? We thinking Doomsday? We thinking Mono White Initiative? We've only played against, what, 1 Mono White Initiative player this tournament, so... Dredge, Bug, Doomsday, Mono White, Breach. Kind of a nice spread. Could be anything. No, I've never seen this name before. I don't know if they have it else in other formats. It's a cool look, I guess. They're not doing anything, so maybe they're a cube player and they decided to play some real vintage. Yeah, I don't. Oh, I spelled chaos wrong because I am an idiot. Oh, they got a bunch of Pauper results. Modern, Legacy, no vintage, but lots and lots of tons and tons of Pauper Ponza. Interesting. Oh, they play Pauper Ponza and Mono Red Prison in Legacy. So, and Hammer Time in Modern. And Boggles and Burn. And Naya Midrange. I'm thinking Mono White Initiative. I'm thinking Mono White Initiative. That's my guess. I'll take the Cavern bait. You got a Cavern? Why, Justin? I considered... I mean, it probably wouldn't have been very good to hit this Pearl and have them play a 3-drop anyways, but... It is just a Dominic creature, but I don't have a... currently don't have a quick clock. I didn't draw very well there either. Like, I need to hit a Dark Ritual. I do win with a Dark Ritual, so I think it's okay if I play Island because I think we're just going for Dark Ritual, right? So I can just go Island, top. Is there any reason to spin this now? Could be Black Lotus, but I would still rather Black Lotus Doomsday on the next turn anyways. I guess if I get Thalia, it's not very good for me. I guess this helps me choose my forcible targets as well. All right, I'm looking for Dark Ritual. We did not hit Dark Ritual. We did hit Brainstorm, though. I think that's pretty good. It'll help us clear some of this out. I'm not sure this. How fast is this? Oh, wait, they did not go down the fast clock? Wow. Okay. One top, one bottom. What if they just like have another one? That'd be so bad. Or even just Athalia is like super bad too. Hopefully they play an Archon here or something. I just force it and then we continue playing. Chromox, that's a free go away. I can't get trapped now though, so that gives me a lot of time. Another human. Is Athalia? Yeah, that's really bad for me. You have a dress down in my deck. Definitely Brainstorm. God, these cards are so bad. Definitely don't need a second C. Probably want another land. So, sorry, second Doomsday. So I guess we're going to get rid of Doomsday Fluster. And then fetch. And then I'm not going to fetch yet because I want to be able to force on their turn. It's not looking good for me. I didn't kill them on turn 1, and they had the uncounterable Hate Bear on turn 2. Gonna go the... And we can't get... We take 6 and go to 10. So we can't die. I guess they could theoretically have White Plume Adventure on top. Huh. We need to win, but I think we have 2 turns to win still. They chose to keep the White Plume on top, which will get them to Throne of the Dead next turn, which could hit them like an Archon. So we probably need to win on this turn, which does seem like it'll be hard to do. I mean, this was definitely not the perfect 6. Do we win through Athalia with a ritual? I haven't done the math. Are you sure? I haven't. So we would have 2 for the ritual, and then we'd have 1 left over. We draw into Gush. We Gush for 1, and then we're out of mana. I don't think we win with a ritual. I think we're short, but I mean, we can go to the next turn and we'll probably be fine. So, because we are, oh, I guess my opponent could hit another non-land and that would kill us. That's a problem, I guess. I think our best thing to have is dress down Dark Ritual. Because then we can dress down, draw Dark Ritual Doomsday, Gush. All right, we hit Dark Ritual. So, if we cast Dark Ritual for 2 mana, we have 2 mana and 3 mana. And then we cast Doomsday for 4 mana. And then we have 1 mana. We can draw and cast Gush. But then we are out of mana. And if my opponent hits a non-land card off the top, or like Throne, or like, I mean, they're gonna, anything is pretty bad. Is there another line I can take here? Oh, wait, I can't give them a turn anyways, because I would be dead. So I have to make a line that wins with 4 mana and a Dark Ritual and a Doomsday through Athalia. I don't think we can do that. Let me just check one more time. Dark Ritual, and then we have 1 Underground Sea after we Doomsday. We could draw, but we can only draw into 0 mana cards, right? So we could draw in. So we could draw into Lotus, and then we don't have any spell after that. So that doesn't work. I don't think there's a possible line here. I think we took... I think the Thalia is just enough. Even with our extra 1 mana from Pearl, I think the Thalia is just enough. So if we can't Doomsday, what can we do? We could draw Ponder. We could just draw the fetch land and fetch down to 7 and then spin looking for Black Lotus. But the problem is if we spin looking for Black Lotus, we won't be able to cast Doomsday anyways. But maybe we can cast Dig. We can't even really cast Dig either. We can Ponder for... I mean, Ponder for 2 mana shuffle is bad. Unless I'm missing something, because we can only make a Doomsday pile with 1 mana left. Which means we can only cast zeros. So it doesn't help us, because it only lets us cast Gush. And when we cast Gush, we'll have to pay 1 mana. Wait, do we have a land drop after Gush? No, we don't have a land drop, right? Because we have to use our land drop. So Gush does not generate us a mana, in which case we could have used... If we had 1 more mana, we win, but we don't. Because we could Gush into a mana drop and then play... Well, maybe we don't actually win, because we would draw top, and this Thalia prevents like my top lines from working. All right, so in this case, let's just draw a fetch land and see if the shuffle helps us at all, I guess. Because there's really nothing going. And this does put me dead on board by fetching. So do we need a blind draw into Lotus? Because we have 3 cards in yard. Lotus is 4 cards in yard. Then we'd have to pay 5. I guess we could just find Time Walk is what we could find. Time Walk might do it. Yeah, Time Walk probably does it, right? So we spin and try to find Time Walk. Oh, no, it doesn't do it because we'd have to play and do our thing again. I think we're going to spin. Dark Ritual. So if I had blind drawn this Dark Ritual, that doesn't help us at all. Necro doesn't help us at all. Mental Business doesn't help us at all. Can I cast this Dig Through Time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No? All right. So we die? I can draw and cast. Yeah. All right. Cool. That's a really sad loss, actually. I wonder if I forced this Pearl if I won this game. I don't know if they had Thalia in their hand at the time and they could just cast Thalia, which would have made me lose. Like, they're probably supposed to cast Thalia first anyways, if they had it. I feel like losing that game is really bad because my opponent's hand was not very good. But I didn't really have a way to capitalize on their bad turn 1. Okay. So, what we're going to do is bring in Portal, Push, Snuff, Phoenix, Virtue's Ruin, and... What was I doing? I was bringing in Negation, but not Mindbreak Trap on the play. And then I was taking out Mental Misstep, Cataxian Probe, Fluster, not Brainstorm, Fluster, Top. Necro I kept on the play. Yogwill I took out, but I didn't know if that was right or not. Did I leave in Citadel on the play? Probably. Yeah, all 3 targets. Yeah. Okay, so we did this, and then we were not sure if we actually liked the fact that Yogwill was out of our deck, but I think I'm going to continue with my current notion that I don't want it in my deck and run this. On the play, what do we have? We've got turn 1, Merchant. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. It's not ideal because you're really looking for a combo-oriented hand against mono white, but having access to be able to beat this Chancellor, and we can go Ancestral on our next turn. We can negate if we need to. I think it's fine. Probably will negate any Moxen they play. Definitely that one. Because we have a rebuy with Merchant Scroll. All right, let's see what their follow-up is. Ancient Tomb Null Rod. Okay. think I'm gonna play through that. I think forcing that would not be very good. Well, that's unfortunate. I didn't bring in my Hercules either, for what it's worth, so we have to play through this now. And I didn't draw a blue card, so I can't force their next play. This looks really bad for me. Maybe I was supposed to... I mean, if I force it, I'm super dead. And they have Cavern? Damn, okay. Human, though. Oh. And they must have drawn Black Lotus for turn. Human is what, Lauren? Oh, Thalia. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh my god, really? All right, well. I don't have high hopes for this game. Should I have just mulligan to a better hand? We're super dead. I mean, these were really strong hands from my opponent, though. Or not the first one. I think the first one was kind of bad, but this one's quite strong. Wonder what they would have played if I had not negated Crypt. I guess they would have just had Cavern anyways. So... yeah, I guess we just play these. I mean, I can't even get rid of this Null Rod, right? So playing these out is actually not good for me. It's like bad for me, I think. So I don't have a Tolarian Academy in my deck. I guess one of them can get tinkered if I can't even... yeah, I guess one of them can get tinkered if I draw Tinker immediately. But I can't even get Portal, so I'm just super doomed, right? Like, if I draw Tinker right now, I could actually... if I didn't have Portal, I could Dark Ritual and Tinker, and then Tinker for Portal and probably win. Like, 100% win. But I don't even have that option anymore. Man, they hate going down the Forge line. That's wild. I would have snapped off a Forge here. This is, like, more than enough hate bears. Quite crazy. Guess I have very few turns here. Okay, I'm looking for Brainstorm, Tinker. I don't think I can Doomsday anymore. Thassa's Oracle. I'm never going to be able to go Thassa's Oracle, Demonic Consultation, right? Because this gives me 1 mana. No. Should I just play it as a blocker then? Does that buy me an extra turn? It might. Nope, none of those. Are they gonna goad it? No, they're gonna stash. Why are we stashing? At what reason would we not goad this? Goading this is actively good. Like, goading that is like the first time goading is actually good in all of Magic's history. Okay, it's fine. What am I gonna do? It's uncounterable. They have double Cavern. Oh, these hands are rough. I don't know. I mean, my hand wasn't amazing, but I don't think it was bad enough to mulligan. If they didn't have a Chancellor, then I get to play turn 1 Merchant for Ancestral, and it's a lot better for me, right? But the fact that they had a Chancellor meant I couldn't play turn 1 Ancestral. That was like the big breaking point in that game. Man, these things never hit a land, huh? It's just always automatically +1/+1. Oh, they named Polluted Delta. I guess that's smart. Yeah, I mean, I was not paying attention, so that was pretty bad for me. Oh, I should have fetched at the end of step as well. Oh my god, am I gonna lose this game because I did that? Was this a winnable game? Not. Yeah. Wow. Wait. Did I lose this game because I did that? No, they just attack and kill me next turn. I should definitely have fetched, though, because then I could have drawn this Virtue's Ruin. It would have actually bailed me out. Man, just not paying attention at all. Shit. So if I had fetched, I mean, this would not be on the top of my library if I had fetched, but could have also like tinkered for a Sphinx again. Oh, I played this so badly. Why did I not fetch? Oh yeah, I guess that's true. If they didn't fetch, they name Ritual. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's true. That's probably true. I would definitely just lose, right? Because they would definitely name, like, the only thing they would name here is Vitriol, and then Ritual's what, +1 mana right now? Turns 2 mana into 3 mana. So I can't even cast these 3-drops anyways. I'm dead on board, yeah? I'm dead on board. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. These hands were really... This hand was really strong, and my hands were just not what we were looking for. Not sure if I was... Like, I don't think I wanted to mulligan that second hand. What was my first hand? I don't remember. Anyways, I'm not sure about that last round, but a lot of these rounds I feel like I played pretty well, and like some things just didn't go my way, right? Like there were instances where I tinkered for a Citadel and it didn't do anything, and then got vigored. Beerus kind of like really ripped a couple good ones off the top with the hollow one and stuff. Discovery really just murdered me. The Tinker Mirror is very much about who has the better hand, and we did not have the better hand on that. But like overall, there were definitely points that like I think I played this matchup that I won 2-0. I actually think I kind of played badly in, where I didn't do the demonic Lotus line because I got confused. So like there were definitely spots where there was improvement, and then there were spots where I think we played pretty well and just didn't get rewarded, which is definitely Magic. So there's another 3-3 with this deck. Overall, we didn't really draw Dress Down at all, and didn't really come into play at all. There were some instances of weird color problems, but there were tons and tons of instances of Tinker winning us the game, and Tinker winning us the game in very weird ways. So overall, I'm still pretty happy with what's happening here. I wonder if like these preordains still make sense. Those are cards that I'm pretty concerned about having in my deck right now, though I have to be wary of hitting the blue count too much. We're currently at 22, which is good, but for this kind of deck, it can be a little questionable. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if we learned too much. We learned a lot about piles, and we took a lot of time to try to figure out some better piles, so that was good. The journey continues. More vintage content on this channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will see you then.